up to Henrietta. If you're coming from Jacksboro, right? And he's pointing us out the pretty much the passenger side window, looking out to the east and the northeast towards the rotating part of the storm.
I don't think anybody wants to hire somebody who literally only sees light rain once every decade. You could see a
new tornado warning has been issued.
Another tornado
warning in Oklahoma.
Unless it's in Nebraska. It's in Oklahoma.
Well, I thought for sure that Nebraska storm would be the next one. But here we go. We're going to have all kinds of surprises.
And Sam just called it. Sam, what happened to this not being tornado? It's just
picked up a little bit. We've got a rotating storm here southwest of Outbreak,
North Central Cold County in southeastern Oklahoma. Northeastern Pontotoc County in east central Oklahoma. Southeastern Hughes County in southeastern Oklahoma. And Pontotoc County in Oklahoma.
I was thinking out there in Nebraska because
that's where we can have a potential tornado. Get ready to cross Highway 48. Get ready in the town of Citra, Gertie, Allen, Calvin, Atwood, Crossroads, Horntown, and Lamar in Oklahoma. This is cold.
That one in Oklahoma actually looks like it's starting to already now. Definitely not strong rotation, but it is definitely capable of producing rain. Good job on the National Weather Center. Highlighted this area, and now has 2 tornado warnings in the area they've highlighted.
I don't think it will. I think it's going to cross.
Rain and funnel in Nebraska. Not surprised. I wonder if it's on the storm I just pointed out. You know what storm it's on?
Hey, Ryan and Brad, I want to let you know we've got a strengthening rotation to the west of Callister on that northeast cell, not the southern one, but just through the northeast cell. Lots of going to be getting a tornado warning over the very east.
Well, shoot. Brad, call that one.
I believe the University of Oklahoma just closed their evening classes due to severe weather.
All right, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning.
So, man,
in
you know
Kansas.
everybody
We
and
got
their
anybody
mother's
watching
gonna
down
be
here in
chasing.
Pittsburgh, Kansas? You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning now. We're talking about 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in over the next little bit.
Okay, that's on the southern storm
County
with
in
this one
Texas.
here.
You guys are now under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. Get ready for ping pong
there's a
ball
funnel
size
right
hail
here.
and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And then up here in Oklahoma, in Craig and Nottawa counties, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for you as well for the next 37 minutes. And that covers pretty much everything that we have to cover.
Yeah, that's in
tonight.
Nebraska.
Our most important storms right now that we're really paying attention to are the ones in Texas and the ones in Oklahoma, especially this tornado warning storm down here in Texas, Clay County, where we've got some rotation. But last couple of frames here look a little bit less impressive than south. So this I think it's
Not very strong rotation on this, but it is definitely
refer to that as the whatever you want to call it. Looking to me like it might be trying to be a little bit more outflow dominant than anything, which means that it would be harder for it to try to produce a tornado. However, this is still very much in the beginning stages of this tornado, so we don't want to disregard anything. We certainly don't want to
May
fight the idea that
19th,
we should
very
protect
electric
ourselves
storm
in
back
the
for
neighborhoods
the
of
severe
Clay
weather outbreak.
County, Texas.
Possibly
The
a
storm in
tornado
Oklahoma
outbreak.
definitely looks a little bit
An
more like you would
extremely
expect a
electrical
tornado
storm.
Ryan,
supercell to look.
TRG,
That hook is pointing in the right
are back
direction.
live here
We've got
again
warm
for
air
Here
moving
is
toward
how
the
inactive
base of the
we
storm.
are
One
gonna
in
get.
southeastern
And that's
Oklahoma
gonna
and
allow
one
for a
in
potential
North
tornado to
Texas.
form right
There's
here.
literally
The
2
only
outlines
thing
for heavy
is,
rainfall
well, I mean,
and
I
a
would
frost
say that
and
our
freeze
velocities didn't look
highlight
that
from
impressive
the
in the last
Weather
year.
Prediction
They're
Center.
definitely
That
looking
is
more
it.
impressive now. Things are kind
No
of
highlights
wrapping
of
up
severe
very quickly
weather
here,
or
with our supercell
a large
east of
area for
Ada.
winds indicating a large trough.
Yeah, this thing
Nothing like that.
This thing's kind of come together really fast.
Just 2
actually.
areas of heavy
Of
rain
new
and some
considerable
frost.
This is by
severe?
far our most concerning looking supercell at the moment.
Now,
That's
I
coming
do
up
think
towards
that
Gertie.
heavy rain outline there
this-
in the
this
central
might actually
U.S.,
go-
especially on
this
the
might actually
southwest side of
become
it into
our first big
Oklahoma.
tornado of the day here.
I do believe there may be an opportunity
Unfortunate for the
for
residents
some
of Atwood and Calvin.
Right, I got a tornado developing southwest of Ada now, too. That's the one that we will be on. I'm turning around right now. The one in Texas does appear to be outflow dominant for right now, so I'm going to head up to the Ada area.
All right, so Brad Arnold, the tornado sniffer, is going to not go after the storm in Texas, and instead go up after this storm. So it looks like these supercells right here are ones that we really need to watch. We've got one supercell, two supercell, and we're really going to keep a very close eye on these, as they are the ones that are kind of ramping up right now.
Let's see.
Ryan, you absolutely need to see this one, my man. We've got a massive shout out coming in hot, and it's for you. From the legendary Michelle Simon, all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. Michelle's laying it down. Thank you, team, for everything. We appreciate everything. And I haven't forgotten about my tattoo promise, Ryan. Stay safe, everyone from Cape Town, South Africa. Michelle, that is just phenomenal. Talk about global, y'all. And Ryan, a tattoo promise from Cape Town? That's commitment. Huge thanks for that incredible generosity and support, Michelle. We see you.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. That's crazy. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. If you need us to send the art, we will. That is definitely what we called plum wild. I've come back over here to our Nebraska storm, which Ryan Scholl is on.
Holy shit!
Because it does look like it's really trying hard
this
to produce a tornado too.
Really wrapping up.
You can see that we definitely have a rotating part of it out here, and it's trying really hard up there in Merrick County, Nebraska, to put down a tornado. It's not yet, and it's not warned yet, but y'all watch out. Once again, in Fullerton and Genoa, Nebraska, there might be a tornado warning that comes out soon here. We just got a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning for our friends in Allen, Neosho, Wilson, and Woodson counties in Kansas. This includes the town of Lola and Humboldt. So take shelter away from windows over here, as we do have 70-mile-per-hour winds coming in, which could knock down trees and power lines.
Oh, I will.
And,
I
we've also
will. I
got
will
some
show you.
potential-
Actually, I bet you can go see it on
ping-pong
radar
ball-sized
scope right now.
So we're concerned about that as the storm
Matter of
moves
fact,
closer
I'm gonna
to
go
you.
check if we can see it on radar scope.
Here's
right now.
our big supercell coming together in eastern Oklahoma. This thing's really kind
look
of
at the cool new
ramping up
watches on
here
radar
as it gets
scope
closer
from
to
their
Calvin,
update.
Atwood, and Gertie. So if you're in Cole, Hughes, or
I don't
Pontotoc
see it.
counties, please take shelter
I may not have
immediately.
the
Once
stuff.
again, lowest floor, away from windows, to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. And as the storm comes up towards Calvin, it's going to cause some major problems
Peter
here.
Griffin reported a
It's going to
phone
move
call.
near the Allen High School, the
You
Atwood
found
School,
it?
the McCall School, and the Moss School. So keep that in mind as
Where?
well. If we're in a
Where?
school, we want to perform our tornado action plans, and we want to make sure these everybody's in the safest spot possible.
Where do you see it on? What software? What? On your phone?
And then let's check in on the tornado warning,
Must be on your-
which does continue
on your
here
phone or something.
in Texas, Clay County, Texas. The rotation is there, but it's not
There's
incredibly
3 reports there.
potent, I guess you could say, at the current moment. So hopefully that continues
know
to
if
be
I
the
can get
case,
you
but
guys
I would
to
definitely
see
keep
it.
staying in my safe spot in Clay County in Texas, in at least for the next 16 minutes. We've got golf ball size hail on the way right now, at least.
Up here soon down here for this.
It's not
storm.
gonna. It's not gonna pick up. It says Peter Griffin. It's right
For those
there.
of you
It's
who
the
are just now
last
tuning in,
word.
we've got a
See it?
tornado
Oh,
watch. A few tornadoes
You can see
likely
it says
today
Griffin,
up here in
Peter
eastern
Griffin.
Kansas and western portions
It's
of
very, very
Missouri. Joplin,
bright.
Springfield, Sedalia, Kansas City, St.
right in the
Joseph.
middle.
In Missouri, you guys are included in this until 9 p.m.
Let me see if it's an official report on
Our
the
Kansas City,
SBC.
Wichita, Junction City, Emporia, and Topeka, you guys are also included in this. We could talk about
Not
some
yet.
tornadoes tonight until 9 p.m. Apple-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. If you
Peter
guys know
Griffin
anybody
reported a
in
tornado
this
up there
area,
in
please
Nebraska.
let them know what's going on today, as some people may not be aware
as, like,
that they
3
need to be
other-
paying attention to the
3
weather
other
today.
schools.
Same thing for the people down here in Oklahoma,
Griffin and
including
2 more.
Oklahoma City, Lawton, Ardmore, McAllister, Muskogee, Tulsa, Bartlesville, over there towards Fort Smith and Fayetteville. We do have a tornado watch in effect right now until 7 p.m. Central. So there's going to be lots of tornado warnings today, and there's potentially going to be some big tornadoes today. That's what we were looking at earlier on the WeatherWise app, which once again, I encourage you guys to follow along with on your own. You can get it on the iOS or Android store, and it's free. Okay, I'm not selling you anything. I'm literally just trying to help you out. If you learn how to use a radar, you're going to really be empowered to not be scared and rather be prepared. I think that's like the big disconnect of people who are the most scared of weather and have a lot of weather anxiety, in my experience. A lot of times just really focus on what they don't understand and the unknowns. And if you can kind of work around that, if you can kind of help yourself understand a little bit more about it, which a lot of times comes from interpreting weather around your own home on the radar, that you can really turn down your anxiety and you can turn down the negative feelings that you have around weather. Now, don't get me wrong. Weather's dangerous.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
You don't have to be scared. You can be prepared. Daggone, son. That's a big tornado warning. They just put out a huge polygon here for Cole, Hughes, Pontotoc, and Seminole counties in Oklahoma.
I called it, y'all. I called it.
And I think I partially saw it.
Tornado warning
My
from the
goodness.
south.
So we've got two massive rotating supercells here. This one up here that Jordan Hall is really close to is probably the closest to producing a tornado right now, if it's not already. It definitely could actually already be producing a tornado. Once again, Jordan Hall is the closest chaser out there right now.
A new tornado warning
to this
has
storm.
been
So
issued.
we're watching him
A
above
new
my
tornado
head.
warning has been issued.
So make sure you guys are in your safe spots out there as that storm gets close to you. But the one that Brad Arnold is after right now is also very quickly coming together near Fitzhugh. So take shelter in Fitzhugh, Lawrence, Schlossow, Union Valley, Happyland, and Ada. Ada, Oklahoma is included in this, okay? Now, we did just get a new tornado warning for our storm up here that we've been hooting and hollering about forever now. Fullerton is now officially under a tornado warning, so take shelter out there in Fullerton.
Probably a strong to intense tornado.
And Genoa, Nebraska. This is Nance County in Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a tornado. Ain't no way. There it is.
Let's see here.
Yep.
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
We have a tornado on the ground in southeastern Oklahoma.
And this is what that storm looks like right now from John McKinney in Nance County, Nebraska.
So this is now a confirmed tornado on the ground.
I have a tornado on the ground, southeastern Oklahoma. Get ready, guys. It's on the ground.
That is likely.
All right, Ryan, listen up. Danielle365 on the line with a message for you. They're wondering, Ryan, not sure if we should or shouldn't play the Brad Arnold theme song after last night's events. LOL. Plus, they wanted to say, watch you and your team all the time. You all are doing amazing and life-saving work.
Yeah. The Brad Arnold theme song, we might have to take a break from that one, especially after its effect last night, seemingly after we played that.
Hello.
Things really started to take off.
Hello there.
So we probably we'll test it out today. We'll
Hey.
not play it today
Hello
and
there,
see how it
Jefferson.
goes.
I don't think we've ever talked to each other before.
But yeah, this is that storm up there in Nebraska that's trying to produce a tornado right now.
If we did, it was in the Storm Chasers Discord server or in the BMG Discord server. Funny enough,
So make sure you guys are taking
Apparently
shelter
live on
in
YouTube.
Nance
And,
County in Nebraska.
we've got a tornado on the ground already in Oklahoma.
And then I'm telling y'all, the one that's closest to producing a tornado is the one out here near Gertie and Calvin. So we've really got to keep a close eye on Jordan Hall. Jordan Hall is our closest chaser to that right now.
Oh, so you are you like watching the Weather Channel
with
right
the part
now?
of the storm that would produce a tornado here
I'm live
as it approaches
doing it
Allen and
watching
Gree.
it at the same
I would
time.
be surprised if we didn't see it soon,
Oh.
honestly. The problem that we're going to run into with Jordan's
There's a
speed
big
here is
one.
that it's,
Like, I
he's on
think
the
it's a big
backside of the
tornado
storm.
there. Yeah,
So
look at that.
let me show you what we're talking about here. This is where Jordan's
That's
located.
the CC
Oh, wow.
on there. There's some
He's on
racing through there.
Highway 1. He's going
Wait,
to
is
go
this
up this
in real
road
life?
here.
Yeah.
This is where the
It's
tornado
happening
is
Oh,
likely
my.
happening. Okay, so
Oh,
when
wow.
we're looking through
And there was a
Jordan's feed,
2-mile-wide
we are
tornado
looking
yesterday
through this
in
big
Kansas.
area of rain right here.
Oh,
Now,
wait.
if Jordan was
And you know
over
what's
here
crazy?
and we were looking this way, we'd probably be able to
There
see
was
the
a
storm
green,
and
there
the
was
tornado
literally
very
almost
clearly.
a Greensburg
So Jordan's
2.0
goal
in
likely
Kansas
is going to
yesterday.
be
There was
punch
a
through the
tornado
core
emergency
of
just
the
east
storm
of
and then try to get out in front of it,
They
turn
had the
around,
polygon
and let us
in
see
their
it.
town.
Let us see it, but that's
The
sometimes
law
really hard to do,
enforcement EMS
especially with storms like this, which are
ran. They just said,
this is
you know
moving,
what, we're out. We're
faster
evacuating
than
because
50
they
miles
knew
per
what
hour,
could
so it's going to be
happen.
pretty hard to keep up with
That's likely
as
Oh, wow.
the storm comes together.
They were afraid of it. They were
Yeah,
so
and now
scared.
ZDR also
The
has
EMS and law
lessons
enforcement and fire
All right,
department ran.
let's see here.
out
We got
of
a new
Greensburg.
severe thunderstorm
They were
warning
afraid
up
of another
here for
2007.
Creek,
Some big
Ofuski, and
Oh,
Okmulgee
man.
counties in
And
Oklahoma.
it literally
We're gonna have
almost
golf
happened.
ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts over
The
the
Wow.
next
the first
hour
tornado
or
actually
so. So
occluded
get
right
indoors and away
before
from windows out
Greensburg,
there
but
in Henrietta.
actually roped out just to the
This
south.
will be crossing over Interstate
town.
40 here very,
And then
very
right
soon.
after that one roped out, right before it roped out, another tornado formed to the
And then
south
here's that
of
rotating
Greensburg,
thunderstorm up
went
there in Nebraska,
northeast,
where we do
past
continue to have a
3
tornado
miles
warning for
east of the town.
Nebraska. That's Nance County in Nebraska, as it's trying to produce a
Just
tornado
3 miles from the town.
right now, isn't it?
Wow, that's
Yeah, Ryan's
But
got
it's
a
only one.
great view of the rotating part of the storm there. This is
Still
going up
likely a
towards
tornado on the
Genoa.
ground
It'll
east of
cross over
Allen.
Highway
I
22
mean,
in
I've
Nance
never
County,
seen
east of
Greensburg get
Fullerton, the
so
rotating
lucky in my
part,
life.
and then go up towards Genoa.
Especially
Very
after their
well
history.
organized, Embedded supercell here.
Yeah, it looks like that on the other side of the road.
Because their history is definitely not good.
Ryan from Abbott the Great 76, a weather question for you. What areas are being affected
But
today?
last night, you know,
What
people
areas
said
are being
that-
affected
yeah,
today?
last
Let's
night's
weatherwise
moderate.
it.
People said it wouldn't
Go
verify,
over to
and
your
then it ended
weatherwise
up
app,
verifying because
enable
of one
outlooks, and
storm
go
that
to the
produced
SPC
one.
categorical
No,
outlook. This
it
answers
produced
most
2 or
of
3
your
violent
questions about
tornadoes
severe weather.
across the eastern side of
The
Kansas.
areas that are in the reds and the oranges, that's
Oh,
where we
wow.
expect to see the greatest severe
And those
weather
tornadoes were, in fact, in the
concentration
moderate.
today. And we will see some isolated severe weather in the yellows and the
So
greens
that
as
one
well.
storm verified the entire
no way
risk.
to describe how fast we
So, but we're
Holy
mostly focused right there on that
wherever
deep
this
And it
red
had-
area.
that was in South
it had,
Carolina.
like,
That's where we have a
5
tornado warning
PDS
right now
tornado
in
warnings
Oklahoma,
or more
and,
than that.
and
Dude,
every
if this was
scan
And it
just keeps
had
looking
2
worse.
tornado
5,500
emergencies
K.
on it. And killed,
With
probably killed multiple people.
0 to
And
1
hit at
kilometer
least 3
range
towns.
at 250.
And
Oh,
I have,
man.
I have,
Dew
a, I have a
points at
picture of it.
73 and temps at 80.
Holy man.
The
There
picture
is
of it will
antelope
actually
overhead at
shock you.
Jordan
There
is
no way
running.
I would
He's
not
getting
be
really close
in
to
this
it,
area.
but he's
If it was in, like, South
also in
Carolina.
I have a
a
screenshot of the tornado last night, and
little
it's
bit of a
stunning.
dead zone. It
Like,
seems like we're
completely
losing
stunning.
his
I don't
feed
care
here.
what train it is in South
Here's what
Carolina,
it
North
looks like
Carolina.
last night.
So as soon as we get that back, we will pull him up.
I haven't chased out of state for a
But
tornado.
yeah, Jordan Hall
I just realized
is
that.
out there right now,
That's what,
giving us a live
that's
view
what,
of
that
the
was what was on the
storm
that's
ground
coming
at
into
2
Pontotoc
miles
County.
wide on the ground last night in Kansas.
So if you are in Pontotoc
Oh.
County, our
Yeah, that's
most
right back up.
concerning
Gee,
storm right now
that's
that we
a
have
big
by far
tornado right there.
is the one
and
out here
to
in Oklahoma.
think
Look
about
at this
it,
massive,
we are going to likely have
mesocyclone
at
that we have
least
developing here.
2 or
This
3
is coming
more
up,
of those
into the greater Outwood
today,
area,
because
and then towards
today
Calvin.
is another
Wow.
moderate risk.
Major problems for
Wow.
And
anyone that
even
gets in the path
worse,
of this thing if it decides to drop a tornado,
This
which
area
it's
that the
probably
moderate
right
risk
in the
is
middle of doing
in
right now.
Still gonna watch that one
includes a
over
more
Oklahoma
highly
map.
populated area,
Just
and
make sure
one
you're
of
in the
those
safe spot.
areas is
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma
It doesn't
City
look like
and Tuscaloosa.
tornado. It is tornado warned. It is tornado warned. So do be in your safe spot. Tornado warning does
Joplin,
mean a
Missouri
tornado
is
imminent
also
or possibly
included.
even on the ground. However, based on velocities, it doesn't look.
So, and
So
Tulsa,
please take
Oklahoma.
shelter if you're in
Interesting
Hughes or
as it once
Pontotoc
did.
County in
And I
Oklahoma.
think Abbeville.
Extremely
or-
dangerous situation.
There it
New
is.
information. This
Okay, here we go.
tornado warning has
We've
been
got
PDS
a
tornado warning
PDS
has been
tornado
issued.
warning now
PDS
for
tornado
Hughes
warning
and
already.
Pontotoc County.
And that's
we've got
for
weather
southeastern
spotters
Oklahoma.
confirming a tornado on the ground right now with this storm that's out there.
It's getting bad real quick. We
Oh,
already
my.
have a
USPCL
PDS on the
should be
ground.
out in the next
Already
You
a
can't get a hold of
PDS.
Jordan. Obviously, we're in a little bit of a
Within
terrible
the next
spot
2
here,
and it
service-wise.
is now out. They've maintained the
Test.
entire risk, and they've expanded the enhanced risk way into the Boot Hill of Missouri. Look at that.
So a PDS tornado warning means that we have a particularly dangerous situation. situation.
Asterisk now goes way
And we are potentially in danger if we are in the path here, because this is not your average tornado warning. We only see the PDS tornado warnings issued whenever we're quite certain that we are going to
now have
have
a PDS tornado warning.
very large tornadoes, right? So we're talking about
Now
tornadoes
have a
that can
PDS
cause significant
tornado
damage
warning
here,
over Atwood,
EF2 to
Calvin.
EF5
This is
strength.
now a large
This
and
could,
extremely dangerous
you know,
tornado that
damage
is on
even
ground.
well-built homes. So if
This
you're in
is
the path
getting-
here, you've got to get
pretty
underground.
significant.
Very strong tornado.
You got to get
on ground
underground.
going towards
And the
Atwood
fact that
and
it's
Calvin.
what? The
If you
first
can't get
tornado
underground, then
is
you
a
want to get into that lowest,
PDS.
most interior
That's unheard of.
room of your home, or what, if,
Oklahoma, so
or the
please be
building
in
that
your
you're in.
safe
If you
spot.
are in a, you know, if you're at work and
first
you're not at
one
Hey,
home,
Ryan, I'm leaving that cell
Most likely
that's going through Ada right now.
not the
I'm not
last
going to be able to get to the
PDS
one that's near
warning
Allen. That's
we
likely a
received
significant
today.
tornado on the ground. I'm watching the one that has just now formed on the
So
southwest
again,
side
a
of
PDS
Sulphur.
warning means
I'll be in
that
position for that one.
Strong
All right, so Brad
tornado
is looking at
on
this new
ground,
little
a
blip
large,
here.
extremely
new
dangerous
little blip that
tornado
just popped up out
is
here
on the
north and
ground
west
heading
of
towards a
Daughtry,
relatively populated region.
or
In
Doherty.
this
Doherty,
case,
is that how you
there
guys say that?
is,
Near Cedar Village. This is going to be another one that's going to have the
Yep,
ability
that's
to
a
do the same
full-blown
thing here.
PDS.
So Brad's going to go after
in
that
this
one.
PDS warning. That's actually
We still
more
got,
than I was
And this is the
Jordan
entire
Hall,
hook right here.
2,000 people.
in the path of this one out here near Atwood. And it looks like we just
Man,
got its
I
feet.
hope everyone
I don't know
gets
how
to
long we'll
see
be
it.
able to keep it. But
And it's heading right
that's
towards
what's going on there.
Adwood
so
and
once again, we got a
Calvin,
PDS tornado,
Oklahoma.
big time tornado on the ground right now in Atwood and
It's
Calvin,
actually-
or near
I can do a
Atwood
scan.
and Calvin.
It's
Please take
coming
shelter.
into
We're starting
town,
to see a
actually.
really impressive looking debris
It's
signature
coming
as
into
well.
Atwood
So it is
right now.
weakening at least a
Oh
bit,
my.
So here is let me get the mesoscale on this. Give me just a second.
But it could strengthen right back up in literally one
Let's see.
scan. We've seen
You.
it time and time and time and time again.
From what we've seen yesterday, this is actually not much different.
So again, moderate risk has been maintained. A significant Wow.
All right, so
A
right now that
significant severe
tornado,
weather
if it's on the ground,
event
which
is
you know we
likely.
believe that it very well may be,
Oh,
it is
I
on the
guess it's
ground
safety.
near
Yep.
the Allen
Moderate
HVAC
risk
service.
has maintained a
You know where the
15
Allen
sig
HVAC
torque,
service
45
is,
sig
you know
wind,
about
and
where our
45
tornado
sig
is right
hail.
now.
Into
Moderate
those
risk
as
is
today,
maintained.
as well as into tonight.
So,
All severe
take
weather
shelter,
hazards are expected,
immediately.
including
It's a
today's
very,
some
very
potential
high
strong to
end
intense.
moderate. Almost a high risk.
Wow. Quite the wording.
If it
Little bit
continues on its current trajectory, it's going to go
little bit
past
more
the
of,
Allen HVAC service,
wording there
and then
for
it's
the
going to go
background.
over there
You know,
towards Calvin.
if it would
So
if it would
Calvin
have went a
and
high risk,
Atwood
it would have been a
both
classic
are in
high
very
risk
dangerous
too, 'cause it would
situations.
have
We've
been in
also got
Oklahoma.
Wildcat Creek. We've got places like Leader Creek that are in the path. Airhead inflatables. This will cross. It's hard to tell exactly where it's going to cross, but it will likely cross Highway 1 somewhere near the Dark Hollow Creek.
Looks like it's weakening a little
But
bit.
keep that in mind as the storm gets closer to you.
Looks like it's like the couplet looks like it's decoupling right now.
Yeah, very, very dangerous situation
I like to
unfolding
see
for our
that,
friends out
but
here in
you
Oklahoma.
know, the thing is like how
Several
long is that
supercells
going
are
to last?
forming right now.
Recycle, so in likely
And
just a
the
couple
one
minutes,
that
it's gonna
Jordan's
try to
on
drop another
is
tornado
the
here,
honestly like the biggest
probably
one.
Very close to Calvin.
And it looks like it might be trying to cycle. You guys remember last night we were watching the storm that went up into Plevna, and it kept occluding, and then a new circulation would form. It looks like something like that's happening here. As the original circulation might be letting up, but a new area of inflow is developing over here.
Yeah, that's what I
We
see
could
right there.
already start to see a sign that this is starting to
This is what I hate. This is how you know.
A new
recycle.
PDS severe thunderstorm
my
warning
God.
has been issued. A new PDS severe
man.
thunderstorm warning has
We
been
got a
issued.
new PDS severe thunderstorm warning over here for
guess,
Montague
not tomorrow
County in
either.
Texas.
Now I have to add
We've
another
got,
overlay into my fucking screen here.
Baseball size hail coming in. Nick Busby
Okay.
is showing us
PDS
that. This
severe
is a
thunderstorm
live
warning
view
now.
of Nick's current
do you, like,
location
work
where
for
he's
the weather
just
station or
about in
something?
that baseball size hail zone.
I work for Ryan, honestly. It's not, it's not super
What?
official like people think it is.
And then extreme storm
or
chaser
some
Luke
people
Hatton.
think it is, but it's like
is also
I'm
on
not-
this storm. So
I'm
this is
not,
once again
like,
the storm that's coming into Montague
a part
County
of
in Texas right now is a
official-
beast.
I'm not an official
it's
crew
carrying
member.
it's carrying
I
baseball
support
size
him
hail
and stuff
as it
and
goes
help him
over
do
towards
things.
Belcherville. It's coming out of Ringgold right now.
Reputation is
It's going
very
towards
broad.
I help
Belcherville,
his
Nacona,
channel by,
over there towards Hines City,
giving him
Rowland, and
their-
Spanish
get,
Fork.
like,
This is the area
spreading the word.
rotation
So
that
you
just
got to take
formed
shelter
our strong
out
tornado.
here between Nacona and
I
Spanish
spread the
Fork
word
and
of
Hines
what's going
City.
on. and
Treat
in
this as if it was a
return,
tornado
that,
warning.
gets people
We've
to
got
watch him and
some
me.
crazy stuff going on, right? We've got
Okay.
a massive storm coming in that is potentially throwing around ice baseballs at 65 miles per hour.
I've
You
got
don't want to be in the
mine
living room for
my
that.
thing
That
set
can
up
cause
to where
significant
on
damage. That can
YouTube
bust out
it sends
windows.
people a
So
notification.
take shelter as if you're under a tornado
if they
warning
have
right
to be
now. If you're in
subscribed or if they
Montague
put
County in
notifications
Texas.
turned on, it sends them a notification.
We got a
now.
new severe
Still 3 weeks,
thunderstorm
so
warning
people will know when I go
in
live.
what is this? Hughes,
Okay.
Pontotoc, Potawatomi, and Seminole counties in Oklahoma. So
And
west
Ryan
of our
has his set up the
supercell
same
our
way. If
tornado
when he
warning
goes
here.
live, people
Going up
know
towards
'cause it
Seminole
sends
Nation,
them
we've got golf ball
notifications.
size hail and damaging winds moving up towards places like Maud, Seminole, Wewoka,
But, you
and
know, it
Cromwell.
sends
We'll
45
get
people on
into
my end a
a safe
notification
spot
because
here,
they're
okay?
subscribed. But for Ryan, it sends over
Away
3
from
million
windows.
people a notification.
Oh wow.
So,
PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation, y'all.
I believe Connor is still
I'm only a small gap of what he has.
1.5-inch hail
Of
and 70 mile per hour winds
So-
coming into Fort Scott in Nevada over here in portions of Missouri and Kansas. So Fort
Andy
Scott,
Hill
Kansas,
himself
Nevada, Missouri,
did
get ready for
confirm for me
1.5-inch
that
hail and
they
70
do
mile per hour
allow
winds as this
me to
storm right here comes up
restream
in your direction.
their stream as long as it's not, you know, in a bad way. You know, trying to get views, trying to get subs, you know, stuff like that.
All
You
right,
know,
yeah, it looks like our
The
rotation
thing
has
is,
lit
it's
up
like
a lot.
they won't, like, basically what Andy said is that they won't care until I get 1,000 subs, but
Caleb
in a
Beecham,
certain
if you're
way
listening,
that that I'm doing it, he said it shouldn't be bad when you get to 1,000 subs because, you know, you're trying to support
or
us.
Dalton,
So
either one.
I'm
We lost
trying to
Jordan.
help, unlike other
Probably
people.
needs to
Other
reconnect.
people will do the same shit to other people.
This rotation
and
out here near
actually try to
Calvin and Atwood
steal
has let up a little bit.
I
So
actually
hopefully-
try to help them and give back.
Hopefully that doesn't come
You
back
know.
together, but I think what's happening is we're seeing a cycle like we
And,
just
you know,
talked about.
there's these
The
people
original
on the
tornadoes
fucking
have cleared in,
internet
and now we've
that'll
got a
say
new
that
tornado
I'm
forming
trying
over
to
here
do
west
this
of
to
Calvin.
steal
So
subs.
stay in
No,
your
I'm
safe
not
spots in
doing
Horn
that.
County,
I'm not
Lamar,
harassing Ryan. I'm not,
Hughes,
you know,
Pontotoc County. We've got
trying to cause
a
trouble.
big-time storm
I'm
capable of
actually
producing a
trying
massive
to do
tornado,
the same
so
thing he's
stay
doing.
sheltered.
Save lives,
And
give
into the
people the
evening.
warning they need. You know,
If storms are not clustered, there is a chance we could see multiple.
I'm giving
intense
him
to potentially
Yeah,
even
this
a
storm down
violent
here,
you know,
right on
more
the
people
Texas-Oklahoma
to
border, is
warn.
really looking
And
nasty.
me, you know,
around
myself, I'm
Oklahoma
just
City.
another.
It's dropping huge
I'm another
hail.
guy
As well
that's
as
trying to do
pointing
the
to
same
the
thing he's
northeast.
doing.
The whole
And
nine.
people are making
It's got
me
it
look
all.
bad by saying some fucking lies on the internet.
Yeah, this thing is 100%.
Oh. Yeah, people are like that.
Looks like the environment is more favorable than it recently forecasted and is currently overperforming from what model runs were showing. So if we get discrete
Ryan,
storms or
heads up,
semi-discrete
this one's
storms or
coming in
even a
for
little
ya
less
from
clustered
Annie
storms
Oakley.
to
She and
fire
David
along the
say,
dry line
Ryan, supper or
towards 6,
dinner is on
7, or 8
David and I
o'clock,
tonight. You're our favorite weather guy, number
Eastern
one
time,
in
about
this
2,
home.
maybe 3 hours from now. Then this is going to this is probably going to end up producing a strong to potentially even a violent tornado threat.
Yeah, I agree with TRG because it, you know, things
If
are
we can get discrete
significantly
storms, though.
uptrending and they are overperforming already. And the way this looks, when that dry line fires off, if this continues in this direction,
So Project Otis.
they might go ahead and issue a
is
emergency
a
high
project
risk.
about collecting scientific
I'm
data
doing it all
specifically with
solo
UAVs.
again today.
Even
We've
though
got
that
no-
they literally just did the latest
UAVs,
outlook,
I'm sure we know it
if
all.
this
We all know what
trend
UAVs are.
continues,
If you want to,
they might issue-
chat. They
they might
actually
pull that
managed to
trigger.
Get, one of their UAVs into.
and I
the
hope this
tornado.
trend
I
doesn't
believe that
continue because
we
it
saw.
that trend basically
yesterday in
happened
western
last
Oklahoma.
night, and the higher end scenario happened.
Say that so weird. What do you guys think about? Is this
We're down
view
to
right
radar
here
indicator.
overwhelming,
So
or do we
instead
like
of
it? We can
you
cut
know
to it every once in
last
a while,
night being
right?
a higher end event, like you
But this is
know,
what
we
I'm,
thought
like,
it was
staring at
gonna,
up here
you
whenever,
know, a higher end
like,
event
when I'm
today
just
being a
talking.
lower end
Once the
event.
radar's set,
Both
whenever
of
That
them
was
are
the
now
whenever I want to
storm.
talk, I'm just looking at
being
this. I'm like,
more
okay, what do we
higher end.
But
what do we got
are
going
back
on
down
out
to
there?
radar indicator. Gracious. Y'all didn't see that. You did not see that.
But like, you know, I
Completely,
expected them to
not even
issue
just
the
the
Yeah, I
moderate
mean,
hard
obviously
storm,
we're not
the
going to keep it up all the
entirety
time,
but I
but
was
just
expecting
to
the
cut to
moderate
it every
risk
once
to
in a
be
while.
conditional.
state so
But it's
far to
looking
the north,
more,
right up in Nebraska,
it's looking
dude.
a little
Wasn't
less
even
conditional than
close.
what we originally thought.
So down to normal, radar
Oh.
indicated tornado warning here, just to the west of Calvin.
It's looking
But
more
you know what? I'm
like
thinking,
it might
looking at
go
this
full
now,
force.
I'm thinking we need more.
Definitely strength.
How do we fit even more daggone cameras on here, bulls?
Oklahoma being your safe spot. I think this will stay off.
And you know that wording.
Northwest.
Okay.
And continue.
If you order
A new tornado
Buffalo
warning
Wild Wings
has
again,
been
make sure to
issued.
ask for
They just
extra
extended
ranch.
that
Yeah, I
tornado
know.
warning
I just
there.
need to get a daggone bottle of it.
Oh my God! Yeah, that thing just recycled quick. Look at this; it's already coming back together.
Oh my.
It recycled already.
Something that good.
We got here.
So yeah, one of our stronger storms that's in action right now is out there in Texas,
It's not on the
Montague
ground
County,
yet,
Texas. You're under a severe
but it's
thunderstorm
on
warning.
it's
We
on
are
its way
expecting
to do that.
baseball-size hail to come through over the next little bit.
Generally.
And that's
But I
what
believe it's still
that's
an
why Nick's
observed. Okay, that
truck
new
is set
one's-
up like
okay,
this.
it's radar indicated, so I'm gonna go
for
ahead
a
and be
strong
able to
tornado that
remove.
next
Nick
hour.
should be able to drive right into those
I'm
baseballs
gonna be able to remove
and
that.
take minimal damage because he's got that big hail
PDS.
guard up there.
These storms for strong tornado potential over the next hour.
Oops. Wrong one. Yeah, I'm clearly fucking mixed up here. All right.
Oh.
Keep an eye on that one towards
Okay.
Sulphur too. I don't think it's an imminent threat.
I need to
but
put
if
my
it doesn't
fucking-
merge
I need to
with this big
realign
cluster,
my
then it
damn
will be
things here. That's what
a
I need to
tornado
do.
threat in the future.
Yeah, I see the wall cloud. I see the wall cloud. It's a little high up there, but I do.
All right, Ryan, heads up. Katrin Robinson is in the house and says they've
Still
been
a
learning
good
a
area
ton from the
rotation,
stream.
but it is
Fantastic.
weakening over
They've got a
across
super
roads,
interesting question
Oklahoma.
for us all. We know tornadoes often hit flat areas,
It
but
is
they're
definitely
asking
a
how
weakening
often a
area of
tornado might hit a
rotation, but
lake
it is
or a hilly
over,
area,
or
like where
actually
they are
very
in Lake
close
of the
to
Ozarks,
Calvin,
Missouri.
over the
And does that terrain
crossroads, I
actually
believe it's
influence
not,
where a
right over the
tornado
crossroads
heads?
is where this is
Great
located,
stuff,
so if it is on the
Katrin.
ground, it's over
I think
crossroads in
that yeah,
Oklahoma.
obviously it probably influences
Just to the north of
where a
Calvin,
tornado
Oklahoma.
heads on a level that is less impactful than what most people think. I don't think that mountains and hills and lakes and stuff don't really. Some people think they're protected by those things, but that's not necessarily the case. If you get the right supercell coming in at the right angle and you've got the right ingredients in place, a lake and a mountain, you know, even like a decent sized mountain, like the ones we have here in eastern Kentucky, are not going to mean anything to the tornado. We've had EF3, close to EF4 tornadoes
Also,
here in eastern
like
Kentucky
left
just
split
eat
supercells
right
now
through
north of
mountains and hills and stuff. So
So that's going to go very close to.
it's a little bit more complex than what we would be able to explain here on this stream. But just know that rivers and mountains do play a role in the formation and the kind of the deterrence of tornadoes, but on a much smaller level than what a lot of people think.
Hey Ryan, got a super interesting question from the chat. Bongcrits417 asks, do you ever feel like Batman sitting in the Batcave monitoring the city? Lol.
Sometimes, yeah, with all the cameras, absolutely. Yeah.
Yesterday I was.
If you're just now tuning in, we got a destructive severe thunderstorm moving into Nakona. Okay, so we got to take shelter out there in Nakona,
and it was kind of crazy. Like there was
Texas.
one for Texas.
We've also got a couple tornado
one
warnings. We really
for,
need to check in on these again. Now the big one that we were tracking, we had a huge area of rotation that was coming together here near Calvin, Oklahoma earlier. That miraculously just kind of unwound itself.
And Oklahoma
but,
risk
yeah,
yesterday
it's not something that we're worried about right now.
Just busted.
But
Nothing
the
happened, but
tornado
something
warning is still in
severe.
effect for the next 6 minutes, so
Kansas,
stay
however,
sheltered in Hughes
cannot say
County
the
for the
same
next
for
6 minutes at
Kansas.
least. Also, we've got 21 minutes left on this tornado warning over here for Cole,
Kansas was
Pontotoc, and
obviously
Seminole
the vocal
counties.
of the action.
So let's stay sheltered in Gertie for the next few minutes
Definitely
as
not
well.
in a good way.
And then we got this new
Tornado warning
severe
for
thunderstorm that's
Atwood
formed down here near
and
Sulphur,
Spalding,
and we are really
Allen,
waiting on this one to see
Francis.
what happens. This is what we call a tail end
Continues
Charlie
for
with
the
our little
next,
segment of
about
clusters of
21
storms here.
minutes.
And
That's
we're
for
going to
about
see if this,
6,000
is
people
going
still
to
radar anyway.
bring about a big storm for us. This one is going to enter an environment that is very similar to the one that the
Yeah,
storm to the
45
north
cent
just
hail
went
today.
through, where it produced a big tornado.
I'm still
or
looking
least
at
it had
that
a huge
screenshot you sent me.
mesocyclone on
That's
it.
just a
So
monster.
this one
That's
is not
a monster
necessarily going to be
tornado.
interrupted by
Yeah, it
anything
was
to the south
confirmed
like the
over
other one
just
did.
around or
Therefore,
just
it's going to have
above 2
a really
miles
good
wide.
chance of growing,
If it was
becoming a
I
large
think if
tornado.
that is
So we're
confirmed
locked
2
and
miles
loaded
wide,
here on the
that will
sulfur
be
storm.
the second
It still has
biggest
some time to die
tornado
out.
to
I
ever
do
hit
not know
ground
if it's
in the
gonna survive
U.S.
that long. I'm unsure. It probably will, to be honest with you. It probably will.
I'm sure somebody will try to correct me on that and say, no, it's not.
Holy.
That will just
Smart
add to
ass
the
is saying,
messiness
oh, no, it's
of
not
today's
the
mode.
second. Dude, there's only been 2 2-mile wide tornadoes in the fucking U.S. Don't tell me that's not right.
This is a live look at the destructive storm
Well,
coming
2 or
into
3,
Montague
depending on
County
if
in Texas.
depending on if the
Pretty
one in
intense.
1999
Yeah, the HIII
was
doesn't
actually
really
2
do
miles
much with that
wide
dry
anymore.
line in central Oklahoma
I
this
think that was a
afternoon.
fake fucking report. There ain't no way in hell that was 2 miles wide. I can say a
Ryan,
mile
hold
and
on a
half,
sec.
maybe.
You've got to hear this.
main
Oh my
We've got an
goodness.
incredibly generous message coming in from Kat Blanchard. Kat, your words are powerful.
Ain't no
She
way in
says,
hell the,
this
the
is for victims
1999
of
and the
all these
2013
storms.
War Oklahoma
So
tornadoes
very
were 2
appreciative
miles
of
wide.
all
No,
that you,
no
your
way.
team, and these storm
that's the
chasers are
case,
doing.
we probably won't
Thanks
see
for the
much
laughs,
around
the anxiety
Oklahoma City.
relief in the midst of storms, and the information to keep us all safe. And y'all bot, of course.
2
And
mile
Kat,
wide
hey,
tornadoes are rare,
appreciate
more
you
rare
thinking
than
of me
that.
too.
Hey, what's going on?
Glad to be on the team. Ryan, that's just wow. Kat, that's a truly beautiful sentiment and a massive show of support, not just for the channel, but for everyone affected and working hard out there. Thank you.
Dang, Yalva is verbose today, and we love it. Kat, thank you for all the support there. We really appreciate it, and thanks to everybody. Y'all, I'm
Well, it sounds
honestly,
like
I'm
well, it looks
humbled
like you're
by
pretty busy
the
actually.
ability that our community has here to help people out. We've raised over $200,000, and we're just now getting started on the ground out there, helping people. I mean, I
A
don't
new
even
tornado
know
warning
exactly
has been
everything
issued.
that
A
we're
new
doing.
tornado warning
But
has
it's
been
a
issued.
lot.
We got
And
another
we're going to
tornado
give you an
warning.
update on that right here in a second while I go get something to drink. But first, we got a new tornado warning here. Horntown, Lamar and Dustin, you guys
Tornado
are
warning
under
for
a tornado warning.
northeastern
Get ready
Hughes
and
County in southeastern Oklahoma.
Oh,
Hughes
back in
County in
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yep, so that's
Town Lamar
another one in
and Dustin
Oklahoma.
in
Hey,
Oklahoma.
you there?
So
For the next
take
40
shelter
You can
now.
easily hear my
And,
radar Omega go
give me
off.
That
just
is
a second.
back in
Let's
Calvin,
listen to
Oklahoma.
Dalton from the Y'all Squad and see what they're up to
Oh.
out
So if
there.
you're in
Hey,
Calvin,
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's
Omega
Dalton
went
Stevens here, the director of the
off,
Y'all Squad. We're currently
warning.
standing inside the
So
Special
you are not-
Response Team's
Radar
headquarters
went
here in Pulaski
off.
County in
Gonna be
Somerset,
tornado warning
Kentucky.
less
We
than
just
2
now
minutes.
got finished
It
unloading this
extends
huge
a new
26
warning
foot box truck here,
for
full of
47
supplies
minutes.
for the
There
Pulaski
we go.
County residents here that were affected by Friday night's tornado. We unloaded paper towels, wheelbarrows and rakes,
Calvin,
water,
Horntown,
generators, and a bunch of other
Lamar,
stuff here to try to help out the community the best we
Dustin,
can.
you're
We're
all
currently
in
getting
that
ready to
new
pack
warning
up
for
the rest of our
47
truck and
minutes.
take
And,
it on to
Ryan's
London and
radar
Laurel
Omega
County
went
where
off
the
right
end of the
before
tornado
this
actually
tornado
wrapped up
started.
down there.
Use,
Once again, guys, we can't tell you how much we appreciate everyone for helping out here with the Y'all
Doesn't mean
Squad
not much
during
is
this
happening
mission.
up
It
there
means the
in
world to us, and I
Nebraska
know it means a
at
lot
the
to the
moment.
people in the communities. You guys are truly helping make a difference. Now, if you would
Storms
like to
are still
donate,
trying
be
to
sure to head
rotate a
over
bit,
to
but we only hail and wait
theyallsquad.org.
with
You
them.
can still help make a difference in these communities. This is
Been
going
a
to be an
tornado
ongoing
can't be
effort for the
ruled out.
weeks and
We
months
may
to come. Be
eventually
sure to
get
head over to
another
theyallsquad.org, make
warning
a
up
tax-deductible donation if you would like.
If
Obviously,
you
you're required
want me
to,
to
but
leave
we would
you alone
really
and
appreciate
let
it,
you
and I'm sure
work,
the people in the community would
I
as well.
can.
Once again, we're on our way to London right now. We'll see y'all.
I mean, you can
Storms
say you
north
can.
of
I
Kansas
can
City
add you
went
to
severe
a
for
server.
1.5
Awesome. The Y'all Squad shows up. That's
hang
our
out,
motto.
do weather at the same time.
It's all of us coming
Oh,
together to help
could you
people
like
out.
play Storm
And
Chasers or no?
I think it's awesome. I think that we've.
I mean, I
hopefully
might,
we're
depending
setting
on
a
how
kind of a
long
standard
this
here.
stream
How
will
cool would it
be.
be if every
But I can tell you right now, it's
entity,
gonna be a
every
long day.
news entity that
Man, today
somehow
could play out
profited off of
so many
negative
different
events
ways.
Yeah, it's
also
definitely
gave
gonna
back
be
to
a
the communities
long
and the
day.
people people that were a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Could play out
I think
so
that's
many different ways. There's
I think
so
that's
many
a
different
good
ways this storm
way
evolution
to
could play
be.
out.
I'll be right
if-
back. I
in
just
the
gotta
world
go
of
to the bathroom
journalism or
real
whatever
quick.
you want to call
All right.
what we're doing here. So, yeah, if you want to donate, you don't have to, but we do have a non-profit organization over there, the Y'all Squad, that we're on the ground in a bunch of different communities right now, and we'll keep you updated on that as time goes on. Yeah, we like to keep you updated on it because we just want to be transparent and we want to show you what's happening in real time. 2.75-inch hail is moving into Carter, Jefferson, Love, and Stevens counties in
but I don't
Oklahoma.
know if that's going to be able to
We need you to get indoors and away from windows. In fact,
stay alive
this is a destructive, severe thunderstorm, so we should probably actually take shelter as if this was a tornado warning right now, okay?
But if this stays fully by itself, say if it moves along the dry line like this, northeast, and it doesn't move... It looks like it might be doing exactly that. Depends on which way it moves. If it moves this way, it may not do much.
Take shelter.
Due to
there's not a tornado down here, but there is a huge storm that's going to cause a very significant
like how it is
damage.
right now, then it's going to stay right along that volatile environment, right on the dry line.
Damn it.
1 hour remaining on our tornado warning up here.
This is exactly what I was
Hughes
expecting
County
today.
in Oklahoma.
A big blob
We've
of
got,
storms.
Let's see here, 15 minutes left on
That
this
was the
tornado
thinking
warning.
today.
All right, I'm back.
Down here in Cole, Hughes, and Pontotoc
Yeah, I
and
have a
Seminole
question for you.
counties
When you do play
in
Storm
Oklahoma.
Chasers, what kind of tornadoes do you create? Like, do you create do you create highly
Golf ball
unnatural
size hail
tornadoes,
coming in
like
with that as well.
where basically a tornado
And
just
then, of
drops
course,
right
we've
on
got
a
our destructive
house?
severe thunderstorm
Or
warning
what?
for Carter, Jefferson, and
Oh,
Love
might
counties.
mainly create natural
And then
tornadoes
we've
like
got
they
a
form in a
considerable
field and
severe
then they go
thunderstorm
towards
moving
the
out
ground.
into
Oklahoma
Creek,
does anything new
Ofuski, and
discussion?
Okmulgee counties
I'm more
in
of an
Oklahoma
unnatural
right now.
tornado person.
Tornado threat continues across portions of southeastern Nebraska and northeastern Kansas. The potential for a few tornadoes, including a strong one, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and
The
3-inch
big
hail will
problem
all be
is
possible.
this event
Greatest
is
tornado that will be focused in this
pretty much
corridor
overperforming.
here. They highlight this corridor here,
And the reason why
as
I'm
well
saying
as
that
this corridor
is that
here
And let's go
this
check back in
storm
on the
right
Nebraska
here
storm real quick.
for the greatest
it's
threat.
forming on a dry line that's
Nebraska,
west of
this storm
Oklahoma
is coming
City.
together
And
quite
it's heading right up towards Norman.
significantly here.
Oh.
So it's
So we're
heading in
gonna
this
keep an eye
general
on this
area
one,
right here.
But specifically the one
Maybe
down
one or
on,
two.
to the south
That's not
maybe
good.
one or two
is
discrete
looking like it
supercells.
might
And it's in
try
a
to
highly
produce
volatile
a little bit more
environment,
rotation right here. You see
capable
between
of
Aurora
producing
and
long
Hampton,
track,
we've got a
violent
decent amount of
tornadoes.
rotation down here, and that might move up towards the Stromsburg
Yeah.
area.
So,
That's
at
weird.
this
I gotta
point,
say
it's
it.
either going to get
I got
bad
to.
They did highlight a
or
Well, this storm,
kind of
well, the
risk
storm that you're
area.
talking,
Tornado
well, the
warning.
storm
This
you're
is a lot for
talking
the
about,
greatest tornado
it
risk in
looks
this
really
mesoscale
small,
discussion.
like compared to the other storms. Which
Oh, it
I'm
just
surprised
fired
how.
off. It just fired
You
up.
keep
That's
watching
why
these areas of
it
rotation.
fired
They're very
off on
broad
the dry
and
line
weak
less than
right
5
now,
minutes
but they
ago.
are trying to rotate.
Oh.
So
By the
it's
way, y'all,
just
guess
getting
what?
going.
Do we have any
Oh,
weather-wise
so it's just like
users?
it's just like
Do we
starting
have
the
any
engine up.
weather-wise users
The
here?
one
We should have a
Connor's going
couple.
for,
A few of you guys use weather-wise, don't you?
Is still
We finally got it
warned
worked out.
for 2.75
If you go into
inch
your
hail.
WeatherWise app right now,
Let's see.
and you go to the pancake stacks and you turn on HazCams, we officially have
This storm right here
a
might
couple
become
more
a
people
problem
there.
too.
Like very, very close.
As you can see,
Yeah,
it's
I
got
do
that
see hail.
curvature.
Is he going?
I don't really
south?
see.
I hope he's going
I'm not really
west.
good with radar
Nick.
stuff, but
Yeah,
and
Connor's like right here.
I could tell that
Daggone
red
it,
and
Aaron.
pink
The-
in
and
a storm
literally
is not
right
within
good.
the
there
next
between
little
that
bit,
big
we're going to have
supercell
Brandon
and the
Kopic
one little-
and Corey
well,
Gerken
the
in there
one
as well.
heavy rain shower.
Oh, I got to
should say, the
reload. I was
one
like,
If I were to
heavy
able
rain
to
shower
talk
in
to
the
Brian
big-
Arnold,
okay,
I
there
would
it is.
say you
Hey,
might
look,
want to head west into
congratulations,
the
it's an
like
update.
towards
Yeah,
this
so
storm
smart.
right here, because this might be a big iffy here.
Now,
A big
turn on
problem later.
Storm Chasers. Oh, let's go.
Still
Okay,
gonna
so we're
watch
not
this
turning
storm
on HazCams.
approaching Ada,
We've got a
Oklahoma.
new
No
layer
tornado
here called
threat,
Storm Chasers.
at
So
the moment with
reload your
that,
app if you're not
as
seeing
well as
that.
the updraft starting up in
Turn on
Duncan,
Storm
Oklahoma.
Chasers, and then boom, Brandon Kopic. We've got him. Corey Gerken. We've got him. God, look at that motion in the clouds. It's kind of blowing wild.
The real good parameters for tornadoes is still displaced just a
So that's cool. Like obviously these guys have their own
Nothing
YouTube
new
channels
right
and stuff,
now.
and like we're watching
Actually,
here, but
new
now you can see their
meso-analysis.
location in real time. And there's sometimes where I mean, these guys chase all year
Yeah,
round.
the most favorable
chasing stuff,
environment
and
is
I'm not
definitely
live.
with this.
And they
messy
literally could be in
cluster
your
here south
hometown
of
one
Tulsa.
day, and you don't even know it. Like, it's like, oh, it's storming outside, and let's take a look at weather-wise.
But still,
Oh,
that little
Brandon's
storm
literally
firing
down
in
the road. What the
Duncan is
heck?
in a good
It
environment.
happens
It's
all the time.
right on the dry line.
So, yeah, that's a thing.
wind
There's
shear
going to be a
is
lot
very
more
low
of
with
those
it.
over time.
the shear
That's
is
the
a
goal
lot
anyways.
better with these storms.
So that's very cool, and that's happening in the WeatherWise app, which is free, by the way, if you want to download it. Links in the description.
A lot better wind shear with this mess.
You guys go west out of Cap's Corner. I don't know what that road is. 1956.
All right, they did.
Yeah, I
severe
gotta
warn
admit,
this
you're
storm
pretty
in Duncan.
smart with this, actually.
Let's go to WeatherWise. There you go. 1-inch hail, 60 mile-an-hour winds for the next 40 minutes.
Yep,
over
there it
Duncan.
is. Severe warned right there. It's already severe warned.
So,
Ryan,
are
you're
you
gonna
like
wanna
the
hear
person
All
who
right.
kind of
Darren
like
Whitson,
drops
sending
down
a
like the
huge wave
warnings
of
and stuff, or
appreciation for
what?
you and the entire
See if
y'all
anything
squad.
changes.
Darren's got family down in London, Kentucky, all
Oh, I love
reported
the
safe,
huge
which is
line up there.
fantastic news.
Whoops.
And get this, they're saying the whole community down there is going to feel a whole lot of love and relief.
So your
when
greatest
their
tornado threat in
Yolidarity trucks
Nebraska
roll
will
into
be
town.
focused along
That's
these
the
two
impact we're
corridors
talking
here.
about, Darren.
Yeah, thank you, Darren. And yeah,
Right
we've
in there will
you
be
know,
your greatest
the
threat
Y'all
for a
Squad
tornado
trucks are
threat
rolling
in
into
Nebraska,
several
including the chance for a
communities.
strong tornado.
London, Somerset are just a couple of them, and you know that's.
See, when 70,000 people start watching Ryan's stream, I have this radar.
Several layers to what we're doing
Still
out
just
there.
staying with weak areas of rotation
Opera
in here.
GX issued
Oh,
where
you.
Opera GX gets
Closed all
agitated and I have to
activities and
refresh
classes
it.
for the
Just be in
rest
your
of the day
safe
due
spot,
to
but no
the
really good areas
expectation
of
of
rotation.
severe weather.
A new tornado warning.
God
has
like
been
the
issued.
damn!
Well, we got ourselves a new tornado
A
warning.
new tornado
What?
warning has
Time
been
to
issued.
fly over
A
there.
new tornado warning
Oh.
again.
Let's do it.
Oh, jeez.
Hughes County, Oklahoma.
No,
is
are
now
you like the
under
person who
another
kind of like
tornado warning,
drops
as
down
we've
like
got
warnings
very
and stuff,
strong storm
or
coming
what do
together
you
here.
exactly do?
All right, let's go back down to.
Let's see here.
Oops, that's why. Let's go back down to where Connor is.
If this pops up.
Definitely has some very large hail on it. You can see the hail core right in here. Very, very large hail, likely near 3-inch in diameter. With this storm going towards Connor.
Or, northern Hughes County in southeastern Oklahoma, Hughes County in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's
TV
finally
view there.
went off.
Exactly where is that?
Hey Ryan, quick one from
Okay,
the
that's
viewers.
for this
Dirt Plant is
storm.
asking what many might be thinking.
Man, we starting
Where's
to get a mess
Andy
of
at?
warnings out here.
Where's Andy at? Where do we think Andy's at, y'all? Where do we think Andy's at?
So basically, they just issued a larger tornado warning. That's what they did. They issued a larger tornado warning.
He's chasing. He's chasing. Every
So
May,
there's now 2
we
tornado
lose
warnings
Andy
in effect for
for a
this
week
area.
or so, as he goes on what
So that's
what
one
is known
tornado
as
warning there,
the
and there's another
chasecation.
one in here.
All right. When Andy goes on the chasecation,
So
he
you've got
goes
2
and puts
warnings.
himself in front of actual
2 tornado
tornadoes
warnings in place
so
for
that
the
he
same
can
exact area.
study them and become an even better meteorologist and
Or
and he
nearly
comes
the
back
same
better
exact
every
area.
time.
This one's a little bit more
So this
east.
is that week, and
It's a messy cluster.
yeah, that's what's
Very
going on.
messy
Andy's
cluster.
out there chasing right now, and he'll be back with us
This
soon.
is the storm heading off
And he'll be
towards
issuing
are
yellow
you actually
watches,
like,
which
Still
is,
can see that
by the way,
2-inch hail
something that
core
comes
there,
with WeatherWise
southwest of
Plus
Beggs.
Premium.
So,
well
it-
to the west of
Plus
Morris,
is what it's
Oklahoma.
called.
What do you act?
What
What do you like exactly do?
Right, it's free as it'll,
For, like, the
it'll always
radars
be
and
free.
stuff?
And everything that's necessary,
It should
you'll
stay
get with that.
well
but,
south of
being able to
Norman.
interact with the polygons that Andy
I'm
puts
thinking it's gonna
out,
move
and the
this
ones that I
way.
only have on my map. If you want to
So
see
it
those
could
as
pose
well,
an
that's a
all-hazard
little extra
threat.
perk.
It
that we're
may
putting
have
there
enough
in the
time to
WeatherWise app.
avoid this storm and not get
For those who
sucked up
decide to
into just a
support
cell merge.
the developers and all that good stuff. So that's cool. The good news is, y'all, right now, we don't have any tornadoes on the ground. And we do have several tornado warnings, and we're doing our best to promote the idea that you should be taking shelter out here in Hughes County, Oklahoma. But that's the that's what's going on right now. I think our most dangerous storm, to be honest, though, is the one that's not tornado warned, and the one that's down here on the Red River, the border between Texas and Oklahoma. So this is bringing about baseball-size hail, and it's moving over towards Wilson and Leon in Oklahoma. It's coming out of Texas.
About to get
Storm just
destroyed.
went through
Have fun,
Henrietta, and actually
Catman.
there's just a new storm in Henrietta
Have fun with that 2-inch hail, man.
that's going through right now. This one's got tennis ball size hail with it.
Or try to.
So just an absolute
That's a lot of
mess
hail.
of a storm out here,
Yeah, it is.
causing big time problems in the greater
That's big
Henrietta
hail right
and
there.
Tacoma area. Bob Pack has a really
New
good view.
considerable severe for
that storm.
So
Crash
Nebraska.
2
right
tornado
now.
warnings active. They're both for this one cluster of storms. Currently right over Lamar and Horntown
And Brandon
Going
Koppic's
towards
got a pretty good
Dustin
view of the storm as it comes
in
over
Oklahoma.
Nakoma. This is like
South
the
central
whale's mouth
Oklahoma.
is what we like to call it.
Jumping back across the river the way this is going right now. This thing needs time and love.
Can we just acknowledge how smart Andy is? Absolutely. Let's all take a moment to acknowledge how smart Andy is right now. He's a genius. You know what I mean?
Probably what I'm gonna do right now. There's a road.
Ryan, you're gonna want to hear this.
See here.
Annie Oakley just sent in an incredibly generous message. Annie says, Ryan, this is for all those who need help rebuilding their lives.
Yes, I don't see anything
I went through 2
indicating
tornadoes
that,
in my
there's a
teens
tornado on the ground
on our
out
family
here
farm.
with
Very
these storms.
soul-touching experience.
All the areas of rotation
Much
are
love to
fairly
those
weak
hurting.
now.
David and I love you all and lift you in prayers. Wow, Annie. That's a truly powerful and heartfelt message, sharing such a personal
just wait
experience.
and
Thank
see.
you for that incredible support
Arquitects,
for everyone.
You're still looking
Thank you,
pretty,
thank you, Andy,
pretty
for
okay
the support.
to me.
Seriously,
Definitely want
we
to pay
appreciate it
attention
here.
towards like probably
there is
the
a
nocturnal
storm,
hours tonight.
Currently trying to do it again
maybe
here
the overnight
in
hours tonight
Nebraska.
too. Close to 11 p.m.
Chelsea
midnight
Dahlman
your
has a
time.
view of a lowering there in York County, Nebraska, so we're keeping a very close eye on that. There's not a tornado warning on that just yet. What we do have, though, is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. So we're watching for some large hail, maybe
Tulsa,
golf
there's
ball
gonna be
size
some
hail,
large hail that
moving up into that general
heads
vicinity
that
over
way
the
in
next
about
little
an
bit.
hour.
So we do have some rotation
Tornado
with this
threat
storm.
Okay,
so
there's a
we're
final
keeping an eye
cloud.
on it,
For
okay,
now.
no concern for a tornado in the immediate future. We do have a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning down here. We've got, what is this, Hughes and Seminole counties in Oklahoma now under a severe thunderstorm warning for 1.75-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So get ready for that in Seminole, Cromwell in Oklahoma. And there's another one. Okay, so this one goes all the way out to Tulsa.
Johnson City, Tennessee for tomorrow.
Do we have
Considerable severe
anybody
thunderstorm warning in
watching
effect for
Tulsa
Tulsa,
right now?
Oklahoma.
Let me see. Yeah, there could be a second wave
Anybody
for
in
Tulsa
Tulsa?
later, but it's unsure how strong it may be. Let's see where that is. So that's in northeast
Because we got a big
Tennessee.
storm coming in. This is it. This is going to be probably one of the stronger storms we've had in Tulsa in a little bit. Not like in years or
So
anything.
tomorrow
but,
you're on the edge
this
of
is actually
the
gonna
greatest risk
be a
for
left split of a
severe
supercell
weather.
here.
Looks like you're in
And,
the 15%
a lot of times these will have some really
wind risk,
big
so
hail
storm
included.
should be weakening
So we're
by the
expecting
time
up
they
to
get to you.
lemon-sized hail with this storm that comes up towards Tulsa.
Still wouldn't rule out some wind gusts
So
of
get
about
indoors
60,
and away from windows
maybe
in Tulsa.
pushing
It's going to come
70
from
miles per hour and a
Okmulgee,
brief
go
spin-up
through
tornado,
Beggs,
as
then
well as
Winchester, then
around 1 inch
Mounds, then
hail.
Glenpool, then Sepulpa, then Jenks, and then Sand Springs, and then right up into Tulsa over the next hour. Okay, there's a couple people here in
Ryan's
Tulsa.
funnel coming to the ground right here.
All right, let's go see
All right,
if
Brad's got
these
something for
storms
Not
us.
tornado warning.
What the
are
fuck?
really not strengthening at all. Do you have the
A
Tulsa
new
radar
tornado
open?
warning
Okay,
has
so
been issued.
There
looks
it
like
is.
Nope,
we
let's
just got a
get the
tornado
Tulsa
warning
A
radar
new
open.
tornado warning has been issued.
in Oklahoma, but not for the storm that Brad's on.
Okay, that's not
This
There
is
we
actually
go.
for Carter and Jefferson and Love counties in Oklahoma. But the storm that Brad's on is down here near Roth and Fitzhugh.
So yep, Tulsa, you
and,
just got put
it
into
actually
a
doesn't have a
severe
tornado
Tornado
warning yet, but
warning
it's
for
rotating and
Oh,
it's
that's
probably
southeastern
Connor's
get one
Jefferson
here
County
soon.
in southern
As
Oklahoma,
the tornado sniffer
northwestern
himself
Love
has
County
moved
in
out so
southern
rotation
Oklahoma,
that the radar can't even see
southwestern
that
Carter
well.
County
Oh,
in
yeah,
southern
there it is.
Oklahoma,
So y'all
Right
are
there.
watch out in
Jefferson,
Fitzhugh,
and Love
up
County
there
in
towards Ada,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. We got a tornado
I'm looking
trying
at
to come
Brad's
together
stream
here
through Radar
as
Omega
the
right there. There's
supercell
a big
gets
funnel
going.
coming down.
So we're going
It's
to keep
unwarned.
Brad above my head there.
severe
Keep watching
thunderstorm warning
that
there for
funnel.
Tulsa.
And
for
then we're going to
2-inch
show
hail,
you
60
the latest
mile-an-hour
on this
winds.
tornado warning that just came
And
out
that
for
warning you
Carter,
just
Jefferson,
heard, that is
Love
for our
counties in
chaser,
Oklahoma.
Connor Crofts
This is going to
storm.
I'm gonna go ahead and alert.
places like Petersburg,
audio.
Orr, Post
Holy
Oak,
crap.
Oswald, Cheek, and Brock.
Dude, that
Take
is a
shelter
huge
immediately.
tornado.
See if he
You
figures
are
out
under a
that's a
tornado
tornado
warning.
warning, not a severe.
You are not under a tornado
Yep,
warning
he
out
figured
here
it out.
in the Sulphur, Oklahoma area. Brad's a little bit farther to the north and east.
Tornado
He's
warning
not
for
necessarily
baseball,
in
size
Sulphur.
tail, and
He's
a
more in the
tornado.
town of Roth and Fitzhugh. But we definitely got something happening here, and there's no tornado
So
warning
Connor
at the moment.
is
so
going to get in a good
we
spot.
got to say it.
Probably right
Y'all
along
watch out.
this road or so. Right around
See you guys down
here.
there.
He might try to position himself more to the east, northeast. Just to try to stay away
I'm gonna die.
from the precipitation a bit.
I'm playing Storm
now, he's
Chasers right now.
heading
Yeah,
right
I'm
into
dead.
the core,
Well,
though.
I need to do this.
I got
Yep,
straight
goodbye,
guys, his
world.
feed.
So yeah, this
See
is
you
a
later,
live look at
alligator.
the developing supercell that's trying to come together over here
Right
in Carter and Jefferson counties in
Here.
Oklahoma.
So this is Connor Crofts' feed
Well,
of that tornado
not that
warning
yet,
in
but I'm going to be dead soon.
southern, far southern
So we're
Oklahoma,
going to keep
just to the west of
listening
Ardmore,
for Brad
Oklahoma.
There
here.
we go. Yeah, I'm
we've
dead,
also got a storm
guys.
coming
Yep,
together in,
goodbye, world.
Nebraska that we're watching
Bye,
through
cruel world.
Ryan Scholl's point of view.
Looks like it's just a bunch of rain right now.
Significant lightning. That's a pretty good sign that this is continuing to
So if there is going to be
increase
a
in its,
tornado out of this
intensity.
storm, it's going to end up being a rain-wrapped tornado.
So if you're just now tuning in, we've got a storm that's not tornado warned that is rotating here near Roth,
Probably
Oklahoma,
right
and it's
in the
coming
middle
up
of his
in the
screen,
general
right in
direction
there.
of Ada, Oklahoma. So we need you to
So
be
he's going
watching
to wait
out.
here
Okay?
for a bit, and then probably try to book it to the east, northeast.
All right, let's go back down here to
likely
our
closer
tornado
to
warning.
Marietta, because this storm's
in,
currently getting hit by a
Oklahoma.
lot of
Carter,
cell
Jefferson, and
mergers.
Love counties in Oklahoma. We are under a tornado warning. We need to be taking shelter out here as there's a couple different areas
And
of
I do want to
rotation.
take you guys over
One that we need
to-
to be watching is this
we will
over here.
split it.
So I think the warning was actually issued for this.
So
But
Connor
this
Croft
is a
will
new
be above my
supercell
face
here that
cam
needs to
here.
be watched very closely. That's going to be getting close to
So
Ardmore
there's your
in the near future.
next area of interest out here in Texas.
Storm Runner Media.
So what's happening is
on
this
that.
supercell is
Hunter
currently
Hurley
being hit
and,
by a bunch of cell
Andy
mergers to the south,
are
as well as
also
from the southwest.
on that storm.
It's being hit by a bunch of mergers. You
So
can see one
we're
formed
going to be
here,
following them
and
as they
just
get
hit it.
closer.
multiple ones formed in this area.
And
are
here's what
hitting it.
that storm in
And now it's
Henrietta
got
looks
another
like,
supercell
up
way
close and
back
personal.
here.
Once again, there's another big
That is
storm
also
that's dropping,
starting to
tennis
impact
ball size hail right now,
near
southeast of Henrietta,
the southwest
and
flank
it's
of your
it is
supercell.
also rotating.
So this storm's
as it
going
moves
very,
up,
very clustered and very
towards
messy.
areas just north and west of Bellevue. So this is another one that might end up with a tornado warning at some point. So y'all watch out
So
out there.
there
And
is a
Dick
tornado
Worsham,
on this tornado warning.
up there towards Edwards
in
and
far
Ringgold.
south
There's
central
another
Oklahoma,
big
near
supercells
Lone
coming in,
Grove,
and this
just
is
to
what
the
it looks
west
like in real
southwest of
life here.
Ardmore. That's the storm that Connor Croft's looking at, and it would be
And
very
then
much
Brad
rain
Arnold,
wrapped.
he's on that
Right
storm
now
that,
he's
once again, is
struggling
not
with some
tornado
cell
warned yet.
reception. There you go. It would be very rain wrapped.
Yeah, we're not playing Brad's theme song today. We are what was I trying to say? We're testing something out. Okay, we're not going to play Brad's theme song today because we played it yesterday, and it seems like everything that happened after that was
He said he's
terrible.
glad he's
So
not
we're
in
going
the
to try to
Oklahoma
not play
tornado
it
warning
today. How
because it's a
about
rain
that?
wrapped mess. But to be honest, the storm he's on is also a rain wrapped mess too. I mean, this looks just as messy. You can see this huge train of clusters. Connor's right in here, near that 32 sign. And then back out in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
watching
going
this
to
storm out
organize.
here
That's what's
near
going to
Henrietta
happen.
very closely.
What's going to happen here?
very, very closely. We got
So
26
these two
minutes left
storms
on our
are
tornado
moving
warning
off
up
to
here
the
for Hughes
north
County
northeast. They're both
in
going
Oklahoma.
very close to, and this one right here is actually going to go into
Pretty
Tulsa.
significant rotation,
And
trying
what
to come
that's gonna
together
do
along
is that's
this
gonna
whole
leave this
cluster here,
storm
but there's not
probably
one area
all by
that's like a
itself
very
and
tight
fully
mesocyclone
discrete.
or anything. So
This one back
I mean,
over
we'll
in
keep an eye
Ada,
on it, but I'm
Oklahoma,
hoping
is
that they
also
allow that
starting to
warning
look
to
a little bit
expire up here,
more,
honestly.
more like something to
Our
keep
most
an eye
concerning
on.
storms are the isolated
No
ones,
rotation
in my
on it,
opinion.
but it is starting to look a bit better.
If
The
we
one
zoom
back
out
towards
here and we
Duncan
take a look at everything,
doesn't look very
the
impressive.
things that we got to pay closest attention to are these storms that are staying more discrete. I mean, pretty much all of these storms are discrete, right? So
Let's go
every
back up
single
to
one of those
Kansas
could have a
again.
chance of producing a
Just
tornado
a huge
over the next hour or
slop
so. They're going to be
of
in
a
a
cluster.
very
Now, see, that's a
primed
messy
environment
cluster.
for
That's
it.
from
Now,
our storms
watch what happens
that
with
hit
some of these
Tulsa
really
2
big ones,
hours
though. We've
ago.
got two monster
We had storms in
supercells here,
Tulsa.
right?
That's
One's
what's
near
left of
Henrietta,
them.
one's over
Those
there
are
near
heading
Wilson.
up into Kansas City here pretty soon.
As
So
they get
Kansas
bigger,
City,
they kind of
you're about to be
congeal
back
together,
into
right?
the threat for a severe
merge.
storm here.
And
We just
that
finished
can
with
a lot of times lead to what's
one or
happened
two
up
severe
here,
storms.
and the tornado threat goes down, but
Now
we
you're about
kind
to be
of
hit by a
gain
huge
new
cluster of
threat
severe
that
storms.
is more focused on wind.
I have
and
no
hail.
idea
So
about
that's-
Tennessee tomorrow.
that's
I do
probably
not
gonna
know
try
much
to
about
happen
the
down
risk
here as
tomorrow.
well. So
in my
pretty much
opinion, it
anything
doesn't
that
look
can
impressive
stay
at
out
all.
by
But the
itself is going to be
SPC
the
they
problem
upgraded to
today.
a 45% wind risk as well as a 10 sig
335
I could see
central.
the 10 sig Tor, but
So
man, they
things are
did a
gonna be,
huge upgrade with a large 10
things are gonna
sig
be
10 sig tornado
relatively
risk. Like that thing is huge
more
now.
active, probably
It used to
between
be a
5
small
and
10 sig
9
Tor, and
versus
now it's
right
a
now.
huge 10 sig.
But things are really ramping up right now.
Yeah,
that's
it
for
used to
sure.
be like literally this big,
Let's go back to Nebraska.
and it's like 4 times
Hamilton
larger than
and
that
Polk
now. And then they added
counties
the
in Nebraska. You guys are
45%
under
wind risk.
a significant
So we'll see how
severe
tomorrow plays
thunderstorm
out, but
warning here. We've
personally,
got
I don't
considerable
see
damage possible
a
with
bunch with it.
1.75
We'll
inch
still
hail.
be live, though,
This
for
is
it
what it looks
anyways.
like. This is what one of those storms looks like. Out there from Ryan Scholl's point of view. This is actually specifically the storm that is closer to Clarks, Nebraska, moving up towards Silver Creek.
Yeah, Connor is going to drop
Same thing
south
though, 60
for
mile an hour
this
winds,
storm,
1.75 inch hail coming in right
going
now
over
to
towards
the Merrick
Henrietta,
County
pretty
area
sure.
and near Silver Creek. This is a
So
shelf
he's
cloud
leaving this mess. Which that's what
and
it
a
is.
pretty
It's a
intense
big
one.
mess.
We've also got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect down here for Nocona, once again, Montague County. A 2-inch hail coming in over the next little bit, so y'all need to get ready for that.
I'm debating on if I'm gonna blast north on this or not, just to be safe with that
Okay.
river crossing. It's intriguing to do so just to keep it in play, but I'm not sure.
Ryan, check this out from
Let me
Mike Sewell.
see here.
They're sending a big message from Somerset saying, "Your stream Friday night saved so many life here in Somerset. Thank you for sending the Y'all Squad in today with donations for us here and for Laurel Co." That's some incredible feedback, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Those
you,
are probably
Mike.
just going to
And
all
you don't have to thank
merge
me.
right in. You're just going to get a bunch of rain, bunch of lightning, some
once again,
wind,
thank you
and
for,
it is still
for
warned
allowing
for
us to be there for
1.5
you.
inch hail, so
It's,
they
everybody
downgraded that
that's
a
on
little
this team,
bit.
it's our dream
But
to
there
be
could also
here
be some
and to
hail
do
for
this.
sure.
So this is great. I'm just super glad that you guys
Severe
find it
watch
valuable and
is
you are,
expected to be issued.
we're really helping
in
people.
Iowa,
So that's
northern
the
Missouri.
beautiful, wonderful thing. And I'm glad
Thunderstorms
you're
that
okay.
will move outside of the previous watch will pose a risk for severe hail around 1 to 1.5 inch in diameter and damaging winds between 60 to 70 miles per hour.
Ryan, Cameron shook with a super chat. Cameron really appreciate the shout out for the stream and
I
for
think
me.
the enhanced
They
will
asked
stay
if
to the
I've
west
played Brad's
of,
theme song
Johnson
today.
City,
Wish I had
Tennessee.
those DJ skills. That's all you, boss. But the critical part for you, Ryan, is Cameron's
Proxy,
warning.
very, very
Brad's
sloppy,
storm might
very
fizzle out
messy,
if his
exactly how we
theme
were
isn't played
expecting.
today.
No discrete storms just yet.
That's
No
the kind of
fully
the test that we're
discrete
doing.
storms.
Last
There
night we
is-
played Brad's theme, and the storm went
I
plumb
mean,
wild.
the one in Ada is
So
quite
what if we don't play Brad's
but
theme?
it's
Is it
not in
gonna-
the best environment because it's training
or
over
is
the
that gonna make
environment
the
that
storms not
literally
go
just
plumb
got
wild? If
used.
that's the case, then we've just discovered a way to kind of control the weather here, and we really got to we've got to figure this out.
So just very sloppy right now.
Yeah, we've got Cape out the wazoo. We've got 5,200 Cape in southern OKC. That's some crazy convective available potential energy that these storms have to work with today. Absolutely wild.
Okay.
Ryan, check this one out from the viewers. Evan Redmond says, "Holy crap, Ryan. I went to bed late
Very
last night and
sloppy.
you are still on.
One thing I didn't
I log
expect
in
is
now
these
and
to
you're
be
still
sloppy.
on. When do you sleep?"
I thought we were only going to
I
get one
sleep
to
in
discrete,
between the
1 to
streams.
2 discrete supercells out here. Instead, they just all ended up being a mess in South Central Oklahoma, North Central Texas.
No, I tell you what, I sleep in June. I sleep in June and July. That's when I sleep.
Hello, peasant.
Those 2 months are generally pretty quiet. For the most part. Don't get much sleep in
So
March,
Connor's
April, or
gonna
May.
be diving south, probably onto this storm here. So he's currently now in Texas.
Yeah, if you're just now tuning in, we've got a significant severe weather outbreak underway.
Just
We've got
got
a
a new
bunch of severe
mesoscale
thunderstorm
discussion.
warnings out there, including one for Anderson, Coffee, and Franklin counties in Kansas.
All right, that
And we
includes
can't forget
Tulsa.
about this one. Check this out. We got a severe thunderstorm warning right now in Bamberg and
Yeah,
Orangeburg
Chip, we got
County in
a
South
already
Carolina.
a strong tornado.
That's moving down there towards
PDS
Grover and
tornado warning earlier.
Harleyville in South Carolina. Just some hail and some heavy rain with that. Get indoors and away from windows. A little bit more of a concerning storm coming together out
Also
here
saw
near
3-inch
Ada,
hail,
Oklahoma. We had a funnel cloud visible
Until
from,
greater
Brad
upscale
Arnold's,
growth occurs,
point
the
of
risk
view
for
earlier
a
with
couple
that one.
strong tornadoes
And,
to continue with
it's
discrete
since let up, but
supercells
we're waiting to see if it
through
cycles.
7 p.m. Central.
And then we got a severe
So that's for,
thunderstorm
like,
warning
the
for
next
Bethany
3 hours,
and
20
Cameron up here
minutes.
in Missouri.
Also the
so yeah, the
potential
storms are making
for,
it into Missouri right now. They're moving through.
Also for the potential of 2.5 inch hail
Kansas City.
and 70-mile-an-hour winds there.
And the reason we haven't really talked much about Kansas City is because
And that is in the red
there's not
highlighted area. Let me get rid of the
there's not
SPC
been
so you
anything
can
to
see
talk
that.
about really until now.
So there you
now
go.
that we have official severe
How to get rid of the
thunderstorm warning
SPC outlook
for
there.
the southwestern side of town. So
that's
this
about to
is
go right-
Kansas City
that
here.
big
We've got
cluster about to
a
go right
severe
through Tulsa
thunderstorm coming
and
into
surrounding
view.
areas.
What was that, Jordan?
Have fun, Catman.
So a severe thunderstorm coming into
Your
Kansas City
second
right now.
Second messy
This
cluster
is likely
of the
going to
day.
bring about some pretty strong
Had
winds.
your earlier one here, which wasn't too strong except for the northeast side of Tulsa.
And maybe
now you got
even
another
some
one.
ping pong ball size hail.
This one's a lot larger and a lot
So
more
make sure
severe,
that you are
though.
prepared for that as the storm comes in.
Yeah,
also,
only one tornado so
new
far.
considerable severe
We're
thunderstorm
expecting
warning
that to
for
change
Ryan and Terrell
over the next
and areas south of
4
Eureka,
hours. That should
east of
change.
Henrietta. We're talking about tennis ball size hail coming in over the next little bit, so y'all get ready for that. This is also rotating down here in Texas.
I'd be
The
very
storm that's
surprised
slowly
if it
but surely
doesn't
moving over
change
towards
over the next
Nakona.
4 hours.
This will eventually try to produce a tornado. I don't know what it's waiting for, but it is it's definitely bound to happen at some point. And then we got us a big storm coming up towards Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I don't know if we're going to see many
Are
discrete
we ready for our
storms,
big
though.
storm? I don't think it's anything
I mean,
to be scared
discrete
of or
storms
anything.
are really the main thing that's going to be able to
but it is
verify
going to
the
get
threat
windy
today.
out there.
We're gonna have mergers. It's gonna form into one dominant storm, hopefully, or embedded. I'm not really sure, but that tornado warning, I still have no idea why they warned.
So if we don't really get discrete storms here, it's just going to be very sloppy and messy. They still do have that tornado watch all the way
Gonna get
back
windy,
out
we're gonna get
in,
lots of lightning.
into Enid and west of Oklahoma City, including Oklahoma City as well. So they do think dryline development is going to happen again.
Sorry, y'all.
Hello again, Legacy.
I'm camera DJing here.
It's very, very messy, Kaylee, so that's the good news. You're probably right on the edge of it.
Oh, Derek.
Right on the edge of that mesoscale
Okay, yeah. So we've
discussion.
got a lot of wind moving into the greater Tulsa area here. So we're going to
Main
start
threats
off
now.
in Tulsa talking about Glenpool and Bixby. That's where the first round of really
Peak
heavy
activity is
winds
now
are going to
till
come
about
through. Then it's going to come
10,
through
11
Jenks
o'clock.
and then up towards Sapulpa, Broken Arrow, and Tulsa. Right now, I don't see much of a tornado threat at all with this.
Most likely.
It's just going to be your very strong, potentially damaging winds that are moving up here. But, you know, this is a supercell, so we are going to have to try to pay attention to it here as it gets closer to you. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's NATO cast. That only has a few 15 sig areas now. No surprise there. It's looking like this
is what it looks like right now.
probably
In and around Tulsa, as you can see
probably
from the
not going to
cameras
have
there,
any
we're going to watch the
discrete
storm come in from the
supercells
south.
today.
So get ready in Tulsa. We've got, once again, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in and 1.5-inch hail. Now, also up there in Nebraska, we are continuing
very
to watch
widespread
a storm that just
70
won't
degree
give
dew
up.
points.
That's where we've got some different views here of the
That's
storm
likely
that's coming
helping to
together.
contribute to such
Where
the messy
Ryan
load, too.
Scholl is.
Good for it is that one that's
And
It ain't
John
self-splitting,
McKinney.
it's dying out.
All three of these guys giving us a view of the same storm that is trying to produce a tornado up here in the greater York and Hamilton County areas of
So this
Nebraska.
is going to
not
try
necessarily
to
being very
continue to intensify as they just issue a new
successful
severe on
at
that, for Lindsay, Alex.
I can't find a better word to
For the
put
next 31
there,
minutes,
but, like,
1.25
it's
inch
not
hail,
coming together
60 mile
as
an hour
quite
winds
as
there.
efficiently as the ones in Oklahoma, but there's definitely a chance that
That
we
is
could see
all
a
by
tornado or
itself,
two
and
out
it's
of
going
these
to keep
storms, so
moving
we're
into
watching
a
this
better
very
sheared
closely.
environment.
We also got a new severe thunderstorm warning down here in
Yikes.
area south of Oklahoma City. So this is where we've got 5,000 joules per kilogram
Just
of
a
cape just
big,
cooking
big mess down here, too. Look at
Marlow,
that.
Lindsay, get ready for 1.25-inch
Big
hail and
mess.
60-mile-per-hour winds. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with
I
this
don't know if
storm
we're
as
going
it
to get
grows.
much out here on the border of
As
Texas
it's
and
definitely going to have
Oklahoma.
the ability to turn into a
With how bad
more of a
that
monster
is.
of a
That's not
storm,
like
you
the one in eastern Oklahoma here.
we've also got a new severe
This one
thunderstorm
is at
warning up
least
here
a
north
bit
of
more
Junction
organized.
City.
You
This
can
is north
still
of
point
Manhattan.
out that this is a
This
left
is out here near
moving.
Westmoreland.
This is
We're
a
talking about
left moving supercell, and
1.5-inch
this is
hail.
your
Moving up
main
towards the areas just
supercell
south
here.
of
If your
Marysville
main
there in
supercell doesn't
Marshall
get a
and
lot of cell
Potawatomi
mergers, it's
counties
going
and
to try to
Riley
produce a
counties
tornado
in
later down the line.
Kansas.
But back out here in
Platte
Texas,
County, Nebraska is under a severe thunderstorm
I mean,
warning. That includes
they all
Platte
look
Center
messy.
and Oconee. 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds possible over the next 44 minutes. And then in Oklahoma, also for the next 44 minutes, we're watching
this one could be
Ardmore,
a big issue
for the potential for 1.5-inch hail and 60
if it could stay
mile-per-hour
discreet, but
winds.
I don't think it's going to be able to.
Ada, Oklahoma.
A lot of
you
these
guys
I
are
feel
under a
like
severe
aren't gonna be
thunderstorm
able
warning
to
for the
stay
next 44
discreet.
minutes. And Cook and Grayson counties.
I think the
in
HRRR
Texas, you guys are
might
also
end up-
under a severe thunderstorm
might
warning,
end
but
up
that
being
supercell's
completely
moving
correct
out
here with a
of
very
your area,
messy, sloppy
and it's
mode.
moving more into Oklahoma. And this
where
is
we
one of
just
those
see
discrete
very big
cells that I think we should
clusters
really
of
keep an eye
hail,
on here as it
wind,
goes up
and
towards
the
the
isolated tornado threat. Let's see here. So if we keep seeing this, we're not going to see much more than that that strong tornado earlier. So this is looking pretty good at the moment, but we'll see how things look towards 7 o'clock. Like I said, that lower level jet from here on out is going to keep strengthening, and that should really help increase some spin in the atmosphere.
We don't see it. No daggone
Hello,
body.
Hannah. Welcome to the stream.
Park under any daggone overpass.
Just got a
today.
new
Come on,
severe
Tulsa.
watch for
Already better
Iowa
than
and northern
St.
Missouri.
Louis.
Main issue there is 60, 70 mile an hour
Already better
winds
than
and
St.
1 to
Louis.
1.5 inch hail.
I think so.
Tornado
right?
threat is very close to 0 with those storms.
Everybody's like, no. You're giving us too much credit. Right here, if this overpass gets blocked, Tulsa, you've lost your.
Wow, the NAM 3K absolutely
you've got
atrocious
significant
today.
water right now.
Absolutely horrible. You know what it had right now? It has, for 5 o'clock, which is just 12 minutes away Eastern time.
Okay. Yeah, you can actually see the lightning.
If we go to the
really picking up
radar,
on
it
this,
has these storms
this area
firing
as it
in an
comes into
orderly
Tulsa. It's
line,
gonna start
not
off,
in this
pretty
messy
heavy there
cluster.
in Sapulpa.
And it
hopefully
also
you
has a
get hit
few
first.
storms up here on the
Glenpool,
Kansas-Oklahoma
you're getting hit
border.
right now.
And it
And
doesn't
then that's
have
gonna really
any
kind
of
ramp up
this.
there, as it goes into,
None of this is here at all on the
Hope
NAM
Valley and
3K.
Canyon Creek.
Fully missed the overconvection in eastern Oklahoma.
You can kind of see it coming in. If you notice, if you look out in the distance,
I mean,
there
it
a
has
little bit,
very
notice how
intense
the
dry
sun
line
gets-
development.
There's a light color on the right side, and it's darker on the left side. The left side there, that's where the rain and the hail's moving into Tulsa here. Yeah, I think that we could definitely see winds exceeding 60 miles per hour.
It's all going to come down to that dry line
Specifically,
development and how intense it may
well,
be.
first
I'm
of
going to
all,
go
in
back to
Glenpool,
mesoanalysis here.
Here in the next little bit, and then in Bixby and Jinx. I think this will hit hardest right on the southern side of town, and maybe on the eastern side of town.
What about Cape? Look where the Cape is. So there's
All right, here's our test. It's
5,500
getting ready
Cape
to
on
start
that
hailing
severe
right here, so
warning.
we'll see if people start
Going towards Lindsay
slamming it in park under the
in
overpass.
Oklahoma.
By the way, there's another
The
cell
HRRR
that
says
just,
there
kind of formed
is
over here on the northwest side
4,000,
of
whereas
Tulsa
the
that needs to be
NAM
watched.
3K
I don't-
says there
yeah,
is
this will hit,
indeed
like, Sand Springs,
5,500.
Sperry, Skiatook, and Collinsville. They did go ahead and issue a severe
I
thunderstorm
think the
warning for this,
HRRR is
for the
underdoing
potential
the
for,
environment, so it's making it look
1.5
like
inch
the
hail.
dry line's not going to
That's
initiate.
Creek, Okmulgee, Osage, and all these counties in Oklahoma.
I don't think it's going to initiate to the magnitude the NAM has, but I
All right.
do think it's going
In
to
Kansas
initiate
City, by the way,
a lot more
downtown Kansas
vigorously
City,
than
you
what the
guys
HRRR
are under
has.
a severe thunderstorm warning as well. It's coming in right now. So once again, it's the battle of Tulsa versus Kansas City. Which one's going to win? This is what it looks like right now in Kansas City. Okay.
See the dry line on the Frederick radar? Yep.
All right.
That's your
no
dry line right there.
overpasses, being
And then it
blocked
goes up
yet, which,
into Oklahoma
maybe
City
we're
and then
just not
back
looking
up
in the right spot, right?
into Wichita. You could see it's firing out here in Wichita or near Wichita.
But yeah, this is in Kansas City. We're talking about maybe 1.5 inch hail.
Those storms should
1.5
continue to
inch
keep
hail
firing
coming
all the way
into
down
downtown
into
Kansas City
Wichita.
here soon. That's the main
If
concern. I'm not
the
actually
dry
very
line is
concerned
strong
about the
enough,
winds,
which it should be.
at all, really, with this one. It's the hail.
Yeah, I already saw it because it dropped most of the 15 sig and it dropped the 30 sig. It has like a small, like a few little dots of a 15 sig tour. I think eastern Oklahoma was the main one.
So if you're just now tuning in, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning in place for Kansas City in Missouri. Very strong storm coming through here. Not much of a tornado threat, not much of a wind threat. It's a ping
Yeah,
pong
so
ball
Connor
size hail,
is still going
frequent
for
ground-to-ground
actually now
lightning.
this storm.
That's going to be a big problem up here. And
Well,
then
we'll
maybe
see
even
which
some
one he goes
flooding, 'cause
for.
Look at all this crap. Look at all this crap down here.
We'll see.
Seriously,
He's
like,
going to
there's
go
a
on
ton of
82,
it.
so he may go east and then back
that's
north.
all
I
go
highly
right
doubt
through
it.
Kansas City before this is
I'm
all said
pretty
and done.
sure
So
now that
it'll
he's dropped
be
south, he's
a
going to
little
stay
while,
with this one
before you're
here.
done with the rain. It will be a little while before you're done with the rain. Now it's going to come,
Which
it's gonna come on
actually
as
may
a
already be
significant hail
rotating.
threat, and then it's just going to be heavy rain for
That
the
actually
next,
looks
for the
like it
rest of
may
the day,
already
pretty
be
much. So get ready
rotating.
for flash flooding out here around Kansas City. By the way, here's that
Still
latest
very
severe
messy
thunderstorm warning for Creek,
storm over
Osage,
Lindsay,
Pawnee,
Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Washington, and Rogers counties in
Ben,
Oklahoma.
I'm not too sure. The
Indoors,
environment
away from
is
windows out
still
And then in
way
Texas, we
more
got a
potent
severe
than what the
thunderstorm warning for
HRRR
Jack and Montague
shows.
and Wise counties.
And the NAM
This is a
3K
pretty,
now says that the
nice
dry line
looking
is
supercell
going
coming together down
to
here near Bowie.
initiate.
Storm chaser
So
Ryan Carty
I'm unsure.
is on that right now. Not seeing anything too interesting there at the current moment. And then we have a tornado warning that is continuing for 22 more minutes for Carter and Love counties.
If storms
in Oklahoma.
fire,
So
yeah.
take shelter if you're out there in
But that's the
Carter or
question, if
Love
they do
County in
fire.
Oklahoma. Oh man, I about thought that we had a problem here, but I
Yeah,
think
the
this is
Duncan
just
storm is not really.
yeah,
It's
there's
not
just
strong
traffic
at
backed up
all.
under the overpass. We're
It's
doing
failing
okay.
to intensify at the moment.
We're doing okay in Tulsa for now.
So we'll watch that storm to the west of Sunset, north central Texas.
So if you're just now
That's the
tuning
one
in, this
Connor
is what it
Croft's
looks
gonna
like
go
as our
for now.
severe thunderstorm roars into Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. Once again, we've got 60 mile
They're
per
probably
hour
gonna
winds
let
coming
that one
in,
expire in
to
7
Tulsa
minutes
with,
or drop it.
1.75-inch hail.
Yeah, I agree with that, Justin. The environment's just really getting beat up right now,
Hey,
especially with this huge cluster over
right.
Tulsa.
I thought I was.
And then you
I
have
love
this
you.
huge cluster down here in southern Texas,
Man,
northern
my wife just
Oklahoma.
called me. I was
Or
like, well,
other
that
way
has to
around,
be an emergency.
northern Texas, southern
Go to the button
Oklahoma.
dial.
Man,
Shout
not
out
getting
to
a
the
lot
real
of
wife.
sleep is
Yeah, I don't
starting
think
to
it's yet.
show big time.
Anyways, this is what it looks like.
I'm
Out
starting to
there in
confuse
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
as our
and
big storm comes through.
Texas.
Get ready in
That's
downtown Tulsa.
bad.
You're next in line here. We're talking about golf ball size hail and 60 mile per hour winds.
I need me some more sleep.
If it keeps going much more northeast before it makes that right turn, it's gonna beeline for freaking Gainesville.
I fell asleep about 3:34 and then woke up at 9.
Yeah, we're still watching all these these big storms that are forming.
It took me a while to get to
God,
sleep and wind down.
That's actually some pretty intense wind there coming into Tulsa right now. I was going to say that this storm right here is probably not one of the stronger ones that we have, and I still think that, but it's definitely got some strong winds with it, specifically right here.
Yeah, we
near
had a
Phoenix.
PDS tornado
I'll show
warning,
you what we
Billy.
just saw. What you
That's
just
the only
saw
one
there
so
was
far.
this little pocket of wind that, with the increased velocities there.
Going to deep sleep
that's
right now.
literally what we
Man,
just saw on
don't
the
tempt
traffic
me.
cameras.
I will miss
So
the
that's gonna
entire
come up
event and
into,
probably wake up to
Hope
missing
Valley
a
next.
full
Literally
outbreak.
within a couple of seconds, the big gust that we just saw is going to come to you in Hope Valley if you live there. And that was probably at least 50 mile per hour wind gust,
Because
right?
if that dry line initiates, it's going to be really, really bad. Around midnight, my time zone. Then woke up for a minute, like 4 a.m. Made sure you weren't still streaming. Back to sleep till 9. Sounds like you got some good sleep. That's what I would have gotten if we didn't have that
All right, Ryan.
supercell
quick
pop
chat
off.
update. The biggest drama
Last
right
night,
now is the
I would
impromptu
have probably went to sleep
overpass
at near
parking Olympics
midnight,
happening
but
in the
instead it
Kansas
popped
City
off. We were
metro,
live till like
especially
2:30
Overland Park, as
a.m.
hail continues to absolutely pound the area. The Tulsa area, looking at you, Jenks and Sepulpa, is also reporting some ominous gray
Edits,
skies,
that
big
almost is
hail,
what
and
happened
Houston
yesterday, but
sirens.
thankfully I got back
Meanwhile,
on when they
Northwest
issued the
Arkansas
second
is still
PDS warning.
collectively wart-knuckling, and would you believe
Right
the
when that happened, I
pronunciation
got
police
back
were
on as I saw it was
Oregon?
heading towards
They're
Greensburg.
still championing
So I got
Skiatook
back on, and
for
then we
Skiatook.
watched it go toward
And now the Texas delegation wants you to know Bowie is Bowie, like the rock star.
Sun's been out for
A new
couple of
tornado
hours
warning
now.
has been issued.
Okay, so
Well,
it's
thankfully we're
Bowie,
just
not
still
Bowie.
at a messy mode,
Really,
so
though, I've came to where
I
don't
mean, even with
listen-
such
I
a
don't even
clustered
know
mode
if
like
I
this,
should
you're
listen
still
to
gonna have a
half of
tornado
it.
threat. But even if you have a very, very potent environment, a very, very messy mode
'Cause
like this, where you
I will
keep
get
seeing
all
storm mergers every few
excited
seconds to a few
and
minutes,
thinking that I'm saying the right thing, and then somebody says that it's wrong.
I mean, storms just keep firing around it and merging left, right, and center.
But right now, just watching the storm over here, just to our southwest.
It is really. Well, why is y'all about to keep doing that? Is it you guys? Are enough people actually tricking it?
Arkansas is not in the worst case scenario at all.
Come on, y'all.
Arkansas is going to get a big line of damaging winds, most likely. Some hail and then spin up tornadoes, but you're probably not going to see much of that intense or threat for a violent tornado. Any violent tornado today is going to have to
So
come
this is
from a
live look
discrete
right now
storm.
of what it looks like out there as a big storm is coming through Tulsa.
Depends
Oklahoma
if the
right
dry
now.
line
As soon as
convex.
The strongest part of the storm gets
If the
out
dry
of,
line convex,
Tulsa,
yeah, it will be closer
we're
to
gonna go
like
focus on
6
some of those,
o'clock.
supercells that we've got down there, a little bit farther to the south.
Maybe even a little after that. Right now, we only have one storm convecting on the dry line, and it
But
doesn't
this
even look
is,
intense
this
at
is what
all.
we're looking at right now.
It looks very weak. Even if that dry line does convect, the wind shear doesn't improve until like 8 o'clock tonight. And by 8 o'clock, I'm pretty sure most of this stuff's going to be
boy.
congealed up into a messy line.
Oh boy. Once again, it's you see everybody's got their turn signal on, so like I'm not gonna, you know, we're not gonna say Tulsa's parking under the parking the overpass, because I think these people are just waiting to turn left. You see, I'm compassionate. All right, you listen. I'm probably one of the most
If
reasonable.
it feels like we're not
reasonable and
talking about
humble
much,
people
that's
on
because we're
earth.
now tornado warning lists.
So like I'm not gonna lash out.
There's not really many areas of rotation to watch. We'll still
on
keep
Tulsa
an eye on the
or
one that
Kansas City
Connor's
here. We've
going
got people
for.
under the overpass just
But
because
these
they're
are
about
starting to
turn
produce
left,
some
okay?
very big hail now. Now that they're very clustered, hail
Oh
is
man, no, I'm not
definitely
gonna lash out at
the
all.
issue we're seeing.
I think it's actually important that we continue to talk about how that's not a good
So
idea.
Tulsa, you're getting a very electric thunderstorm,
Severe
very
thunderstorm
loud
warning just issued
thunderstorm,
for
very
Johnson
electric, some
and
large hail
Kansas
up to about
Johnson and Miami counties in
1.75
Kansas
inch
and
in
Bates
diameter.
and Cass counties in Missouri.
Tornado threat is very low
So you guys need
with
to be
this
getting into
storm
your
due
safe
to how
spots away
clustered
from
it is.
windows there in Belton and Harrisonville. Okay.
Very, very low tornado threat there.
What are you circling there? Right.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna drink it now, but I'm gonna at least pick up my trash.
Yeah, there's a lot of lightning. Hopefully, Catman
Yeah,
ain't
the storm
outside.
in Kansas City is honestly not that.
I probably wouldn't
crazy.
even be outside in this storm. It's so electric. Like I said,
we've
I
lost
hate
power,
lightning.
honestly, at a lot of our
I hate it.
traffic cameras. Here's one. Here's what
You
it
can't
looks like
predict
right now in
lightning
Kansas City
at
is
all.
they've got a
You
severe
never know where
thunderstorm
it's going to
warning coming
strike. You
through,
never know how
right now
many
as
of them
well.
are going to strike.
So we'll
You never
keep
know
that up,
exactly
and
where it's
we'll
gonna
show
hit.
you here what's going on in Kansas City, because I know we got a lot
I
of
hate
people that
it.
are watching. Probably the strongest part of the storm is going through Shawnee right now, moving up into Mission.
So Connor Croft currently stopped
Than this, but
right
it's still.
about
I
in
think your
here
biggest problem
somewhere.
in Kansas City today is
He
going to be the rain
stopped somewhere
and
in
the
this
flooding.
area.
So this whole big blob is going to have to slide over Kansas over the next little bit. So y'all get ready for that.
I agree with that, Pez.
And then coming back
Lightning
down
scares me a
into,
lot more than tornadoes, because tornadoes I can predict. I can predict generally how
Oklahoma,
strong
our
they are,
strongest storm
generally where they're
out
going
of
to go,
everything right now is the one that's
generally
coming through
the
Tulsa.
time
So
frame
that's
of
why
when
we're
they
kind
could
of locked
form.
in here.
There's a
Little bit
long
focused
lead up to it
on,
by the
the storm as it
SPC,
comes into
obviously.
Tulsa right now.
Which you can generally expect thunderstorms, but you never know how much lightning is going to be
This
produced
is what
by
it
a
looks like
single
out there in
thunderstorm
Tulsa.
ever.
How are you guys doing?
It
Have we
is
lost
impossible
power
to
in
know.
any part of Tulsa yet? I know some of these traffic cameras are starting to stop working. Starting to stop working.
And there's so much more of it too. There's so many more lightning strikes with thunderstorms than, tornadoes.
I need one day in a row.
Look, this is only my second day ever storm chasing out here.
It's fun though.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
And honestly,
But thankfully here in North Carolina, Virginia, we haven't had too many very electric
So the
thunderstorms.
conditions that you're seeing right now, this is what's happening right now.
They still have
between,
lightning, but they're not
Highland
like this.
Park
This
and
is out here like
Graceland.
Tulsa.
The next
That's
places that will see this.
that is extremely
are
electric to the
places
point
like
where I
Wright
would
City,
probably be in my
Kendall,
safe spot. If
Whittier,
I were in
and
Tulsa right now, I would
Rosewood.
probably be in my safe spot
Okay,
because,
and,
like I said,
once again,
I
this
can't deal
right
with
here is
lightning.
about
Man.
what it'll look like
I cannot.
as that comes through.
Can't deal with it.
And we're talking about up to 60-mile-per-hour winds, and there's apparently some places that are getting a 2-inch hail. We got a 1.75.
Also, the
inch hail
chance of like a
report here.
tornado hitting my house here in
4 miles
Virginia
southwest
is
of Tulsa in Tulsa
almost
County.
near
That's
zero.
golf ball size hail. That's
It's
right
so
in
low.
here.
Even if I was somehow managed to
that's
put
coming
into a
up,
high risk for
into,
severe weather, the chance of me getting
the
hit
rest
by
of
a tornado
Tulsa,
is still going to be
right over the
extremely
next
low.
little bit. So if you're seeing
Same goes for
Lincoln
anyone else in a
size
high
hail or
risk.
golf
Your
ball
chance
size
is
hail,
still
that's gonna be
low.
quite
Even in the
significant for you.
highest risk by the SPC, it's still a low chance.
And then add on
Whereas
the
with
60-mile-per-hour
lightning,
winds on top
there's
of that.
such a better chance that you're going to get a lot more lightning.
Yeah, if we were actually seeing that large of hail, it would be happening right in here. This is this camera is pointing us into the Tulsa Square Hotel area. And I don't think I see any lemons out there, but I definitely do see some hail kind of bouncing off the ground a little
I
bit.
was in a tornado
But
warning
just know
last
that this
year,
is what's
but
coming for you next
the
up
rotation
there in
didn't go over
Dawson.
my
All right,
house
get
or
ready in
anything.
Dawson.
It
Big
stayed
time,
off to my
strong storm
northwest.
moving in right now. Also, this one's got the wind with it too, so we've got very strong winds coming through. Get ready for that, as those gusts could get over 60 miles per hour. Get indoors and away from windows. Obviously, if you're already out there on the roads, there's not a lot we can do to get you off the roads. But if you don't have to be on the roads right now in Tulsa, don't be. This is definitely the kind of weather that would lead to some traffic accidents here and there.
All right.
Ew, Lord.
Yeah, that's fine. Corey, don't say anything stupid, I swear.
Yeah, the main thing I'm going to watch is for dry line
whoever gets hit
initiation
by that really,
around and
intense
north of
area
Oklahoma City
velocities there,
in the next 2 hours.
that's bringing about some pretty intense wind, actually.
Early edits? I haven't gotten the notification on it. Is it on Twitter? Storms up to 1.5-inch hail southwest of Norman. I'm
Wait,
still not
wait.
concerned
Is that like
about it, to be honest with you. It's moving almost due
I can't
north.
tell if
That's
like
not
a,
very
maybe
favorable
it's a
for a
city
tornado
utility
threat.
worker
It's
trying
still
to,
possible, but due north
keep
is
people from parking
typically
under
that's the way our left
overpasses.
movers
I'm
move.
hoping for the best here
Our
for you,
left
Tulsa. I don't want you to lose
movers
your aura.
move.
That'd be terrible.
They move north. And because they move north, that is a less favorable direction for tornadoes.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, for some reason, a lot of people have this idea that
All this stuff
you
in
need
Kansas
to
is super weak
park
too.
under a
So much
an
weaker than
overpass.
forecasted. It's
If
likely
there's
due to
severe
how
weather.
much convection we've seen out in front.
That's just
It's just
not-
all
that's just
tampering
not
with
the
the
case.
environment in some
And
sort.
we're just trying to spread that awareness. We're trying to spread that.
I agree with
message. Here
that,
we go,
edits.
guys.
Now, if it
here we
starts
go.
moving
this is how you
northeast,
cover Tulsa.
yeah.
Here's Tulsa from about 18 different angles as the severe
But
thunderstorm
now
comes
it's
through.
moving along the dry line, which does not have a lot of wind shear. It's very favorable cape-wise, but it does not have a lot of wind shear. Very low wind shear. A very poor hodograph. If it kept moving northeast, it would have went into a significantly more favorable environment. But now that it's following the dry line, it's moving away from that environment. Like, it formed down here in Duncan. Say it went from Duncan all the way up to south of Shawnee. If it did get to south of Shawnee, that is where a much better environment for a tornado threat is located, wind shear-wise.
Elijah, I didn't know that you were here. I can give you the Zoom really quick. Give me just a second, y'all. Let's see what the chat is doing. Go ahead, y'all bot.
All right, Ryan. Try not to
I
get
mean, there it is.
hypnotized by those rotating pixels for a sec.
New significant
Your chat is
severe
basically a
for
live
70
action
mile an hour
reenactment of
velocities.
It's raining
70
hail
mile an hour winds are
in
possible
both
for
Tulsa
Harrisonville,
and the Kansas City
Raymore,
Metro,
and
complete
west
with a
central
symphony
Missouri.
of power flickers.
Now that's
Honestly,
an
though,
electric
they seem way
thunderstorm
more
too,
invested
all
in the
over
Road
the
Chaser
Kansas City
audio.
Metro.
The
It's
honking
a
and the
big
legendary
blob
Spicy Crack Saga are
all over
apparently
the west
real
and central
storm
portion
they're
of Kansas
tracking.
City Metro, and that's
Oh,
eventually
and
going
the
to go through
pronunciation
the
patrol wanted you to
entire
know.
metro of
Okmulgee is
Kansas City.
Okmulgee with a G like grapes, and it's
That's
Nevada,
very,
Missouri.
very electric.
What was Brandon doing?
Very electric.
You know, we listened to Brandon's audio because he always has the chaser chatter going on through the radios, and sometimes that can be really helpful. But then sometimes randomly he just starts singing or starts cussing out his radio and stuff. So we probably need to be careful about broadcasting that out. Oh man. Especially on a day where they're not necessarily like focused on, like they're not in the middle of tracking down a tornado.
I'm going to be honest, the longer this goes not doing much, the closer I am to thinking this is going to underperform significantly. Tornado-wise. I do think the wind threat of 80 to 90 miles per hour could verify tonight. The hail threat has already hit 3-inch in diameter. I wouldn't rule out still 4-inch in diameter is definitely
All
possible.
right, Elijah, I'm sending
But
it
that
over
tornado
now.
threat, unless those supercells explode along the dry line, and they're gonna
Ryan,
have
hold
to
the phone.
wait. They
Killer
can't
just
explode now.
blasted
If they
into the
explode
official
now, the wind
sponsor
shear
tier,
is
joining
garbage.
the Y'all Elite. With a name like Killer, they're clearly here to conquer the chaos.
They're
with
gonna
us.
have to wait
Ryan,
until the
let's
lower
hit 'em
level
with a
jet
massive
starts
y'all
to
welcome.
ramp up
Y'all welcome.
to explode, and that won't be until near like 7, 8
Y'all
o'clock.
welcome. That is actually a big deal. Official sponsor. That's huge. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate
Likely
yous.
very close to verified edits.
All right, y'all. I've had a blast here tracking this storm through Tulsa, but I think we're going to be all right. I don't even think we had that too many power outages, to be honest.
Let me see.
The strongest winds are just now moving up through Dawson and Owasso and Catoosa. This will be moving up towards Skiatook and Uluga and Collinsville.
I think it verified it for the west.
We do have a severe thunderstorm
I think the southern
warning that goes all the way out to
portion
Craig,
of the moderate risk in
Mays,
Kansas
in
verified.
Washington County, in
The
Oklahoma.
central portion verified and the northwest portion verified. I don't think the southeast side of the moderate verified yesterday.
So there we go. We just storm chased through Tulsa.
So I
through
do think the moderate
Department of
risk
Transportation's
as a whole, I would say
traffic
it
camera
just
system in real time.
barely verified yesterday.
That was what I like to call plumb wild.
I'd say just barely.
Oh, and yeah, we're over $200,000 raised with the Y'all Squad. Thank you all so much for all the support. And I think we've got another update from Dalton, so we're going to listen in on that as I get set back up here to track these supercells to the south.
Yes, these storms still producing between 2 to 2.5 inch hail there, as well as up to 65 mile-an-hour winds.
Hey everyone,
Tulsa
Dalton
storm
here as the
still
director of the
producing
Y'all
as high
Squad.
as 2
Just
inch
wanted to
in
drop in with a
diameter.
quick update from London, Kentucky. I'm
Hail
currently standing
there.
here at the Laurel County
Still
Fire
seeing
Station
70
number
mile-an-hour
2. We
winds
just dropped off
approaching
a boatload
the
of supplies,
Belton
as
and
you can see back here
Harrisonville
behind me.
area
We
in
just
West
came here
Central
from
Missouri.
Somerset after dropping off supplies over there at the SRT facility.
Up to,
we are trying
what
every
is
way
that?
we can to get these
Let
supplies
me
in the
make
hands
sure.
of people
Yep,
that need
29
them. This
severe. So
includes
it looks like
things
this is
like
gonna.
paper towels, toilet paper, generators, gas jugs, garbage cans, and more. I mean, we're trying to get as many things out here as we possibly can into the communities that need them the most. And once again, we just want to say thank you to everybody who's donated so far. Your support is making an incredible impact out here on the ground, and we're so thankful for each and every one of you. We'll be staying here for the coming days to help assess the needs and to continue to help out any way that we possibly can here. And once again, if you would like to help out with the Y'all Squad's efforts out here in the field, on the ground, you know, there's a lot of other major disasters going on across the United States right now. We've been live for the past couple days here covering everything, so every little bit helps. Be sure to head over to theyallsquad.org and make sure to make a tax-deductible donation if you would like. Can't tell you how much we really do appreciate that. Once again, we'll keep you posted, and again, thank you.
Yeah, thank you all so much for going over to the Y'all Squad and helping us out. We've been able to do some really incredible stuff thanks to y'all. And we've got teams. We've got big purple Y'all Squad trucks going all over the place. Obviously we're doing stuff in Kentucky right now, but we've got plans to do stuff in Illinois as well, in Missouri, and also in Nebraska now.
Let's see.
Our goal is to show up anywhere that needs us, right? And we couldn't do that without you. So seriously, thank you so much for all the help.
Yeah, people are saying like wait till after dark for
We've
the
got a
threat
severe
to ramp
thunderstorm
up.
warning for what
when
is
the lower
this?
level jet
Johnson,
starts
Miami,
to
and
increase.
Cass
But
counties in
here's the
Missouri.
thing:
We've got strong areas.
when the lower level jet
storms moving
increases,
up
the
towards
discrete
Belton right
storm
now,
mode
and
is
Harrisville
fully
and Lake
gone.
Annette. Take
We don't
shelter,
have, unless that dry line
away
initiates
from windows here
over
if
the
you are
next
in
2
the,
hours, we
general,
don't have
Belton
much more of
area
a discrete mode left.
Kansas, right on the border of Kansas and Missouri. None of these storms are incredibly,
Unless that dry
impressive
line
right now.
initiates over Oklahoma
Outside
City.
of their ability to create really heavy rainfall. We do
Like
have
I said,
some
that has to
heavy
be
rain
after
coming
6
down here in
p.m.,
Lawson and Polo.
likely
We also can
closer
have some
to 7
intermittent
p.m.
instances of 1 inch to 1.5
Eastern
inch hail
time.
too, coming up toward Kingston and Hamilton in Missouri. So you guys need to get ready for that. Y'all need to get ready for that out there.
New
and then in
HRRR for
the
tomorrow
worst of
still
your
doesn't
storm is about to
show.
move out of here. So we're not. We shouldn't have too much longer to go.
Anything
before
too
once again, the
absurd. I
worst
mean,
of
it
the storm
definitely
is
shows the
completely
potential
outta here.
for a few tornadoes, possibly a strong tornado or two. But that 45% wind risk, I don't see a way how that even gets close to verifying if the HRRR is correct for tomorrow. Which it did pretty
Yeah, it's
well
coming out
today,
of, Tulsa now.
other than a few
There
runs
probably will be
showing
another storm that
a
comes in here
messy,
before too long, so
a
we don't
semi-discrete
wanna let our
mode.
guards down.
A
You
few
can see
runs
this little
showed
bit
it being
of a,
semi-discrete today, which was obviously wrong.
flank that's come off here between
But most of the
Cromwell and
HRRR
Okemah.
runs showing
That's
it
gonna come up
messy,
maybe towards Tulsa a
clustered
little
were
bit later,
correct.
so we're certainly not done. And look at this cell.
Okay, sorry about that. I had my quick phone call.
This cell that's popped up out here south of Oklahoma City is bathing in CAPE. Okay, it's bathing in convective available potential energy.
TRG, don't worry. As soon as you
So
end
this
stream
one might end up
early,
being a pretty bad storm
the
for
dry
our
line will
friends in
initiate.
Oklahoma City. We're
If
gonna
I
have
end
to watch
stream,
that
like
very
say if I
closely,
theoretically
for
ended stream
them.
right now and storms initiated,
Well, I mean, it is trying to rotate a little bit. So, man, that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I
then
don't know what
the
to
storms wouldn't
expect with
even
this one.
be
It's a little
much
bit
of a
displaced
tornadic
from
thing.
where most of our other storms are and where most of our ingredients are right now. But that's definitely something that we'll watch. As
It would
this
be
comes up
mainly
towards
a
Oklahoma
lot
City.
of
We've got a
wind
severe
and
thunderstorm warning for
definitely
Grady
hail.
and McLean counties in
But if
Oklahoma.
storms initiated right now along the dry line,
We just got a new
tornado
severe
threat would be
thunderstorm
low
warning
due
in
to not a lot of lower
Nebraska.
level wind
Okay.
shear.
Over here in Nebraska, Butler, Colfax, and Platte counties in Nebraska, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is what that looks like from Ryan Scholl's point of view. We've got a great looking shelf cloud coming in here, and that's that's going to lead to some very strong winds and some 1.5-inch hail coming up towards Bellwood, Richland, and David City here before too long.
Man, it ain't. If I ended right now, it really
This is
wouldn't.
another view of that same storm.
It wouldn't matter. It's up to weather.
It's not really rotating as much anymore. It was rotating more.
It just
before.
always seems like when we end the live stream, crazy stuff ends up happening. Let's see here.
Ryan, Jason Greer says, "Hey Ryan, it's my 13th birthday. I'm turning 13. I'm going to Black Bear Diner in the Woodlands, Texas. And I got a Bluey dog balloon and more balloons, as well as a Lego Piranha Plant Super Mario set from Jackson."
That's awesome.
Let's go see if anything's trying to pop up here.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jason. Man, this storm
Yeah, I see what you're talking about there,
looks
Kaylee.
crazy, doesn't it?
I'm not going to end
These
yet,
storms in
don't worry.
Nebraska are
I'm
honestly
still
the
gonna
coolest
stay
looking
here.
storms that we've had today. Speaking of Nebraska, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Clay and Fillmore counties in Nebraska. This is
Considerable
bringing about
severe now
2
for the
inch
city
hail.
of
That's
Kansas City,
lemon-sized hail,
Missouri,
up here towards Ong
or 70 mile an hour
and
winds
Grafton.
that are
So,
ongoing.
y'all take shelter indoors and away from windows out
You
here.
see that pocket of 70
Clay
mile
and
an hour
Fillmore-
winds, and that's
Clay and
moving
Fillmore
right
counties in
towards
Nebraska.
Kansas City. So,
We
Kansas
got a
City,
new
Missouri, you
considerable
definitely
severe
want to be
thunderstorm
away
warning
from
for
doors and
Kansas City,
windows
actually.
for sure.
So,
But maybe even in your
okay,
safe
yeah, look
spot,
at this
because that
big
has a
area
lot of
winds
wind
has just kind of
and
kicked up
some
here,
hail, as well as
between Aubrey,
very
Belton,
frequent lightning.
over here towards Lake Annette. So yeah, that's something that we're gonna have to keep an eye on as the storm gets closer to us. in
Where did
Kansas
that
City.
come
So if this
from?
little pocket of really
1 inch
intense
hail in
winds
western
makes it up there to
Kansas.
Stanley and Belton, this could
The heck?
certainly cause some damage. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen with that.
Oh, they actually extended. They have a little extended marginal risk out there, so they expected that. See it? They actually extended a
let's,
marginal
take a look
risk out
at,
there just in case.
Current
And there's
situation
indeed some
in
hail there.
Missouri. This is right on the border between Kansas and Missouri.
Very random,
Kansas
though.
City,
I did not
is
expect
now
to see
under
that.
a severe thunderstorm warning. 70-mile-per-hour winds.
And that actually has a pretty good hail core with it. I wouldn't even
And
be
then this
surprised
is
if it's a
a
little bit
look
greater
right now
than
at
1
that,
inch hail.
incredible storm up there in Polk County,
But
Nebraska.
definitely no tornado threat that far to the west.
Ryan, check this out.
The
Got a super chat
Muscovy
here from
storm
Abigail All.
is bowing
Abigail's
out
tuning
here,
in
so
from
if
Okoboji,
anything,
Iowa, and
this is
wanted
going
to
to
let you know
be
she
mainly
is
a big-time
loving
damaging wind
that
threat.
plum purple y'all squad
There's a
truck.
chance it could
Says
become a
it's
supercell or an
absolutely
embedded
hashtag
tornado
plum
threat
crazy.
later
And she
down the
sends
line,
a big
but
thank
the
you
main
for
issue with it
everything
is
you
definitely
and the
damaging
whole
winds
y'all
of 60
squad
to
do.
potentially as high as 70 miles per
Yeah,
hour
we
if
love the
those
plum
velocities
purple Y'all
increase a
Squad
little
truck.
bit more.
We've got a few of them, and they're all getting loaded up right now. Getting plum taken out there to all these places that have been unfortunately hit by tornadoes here recently. But thank you for the support.
Hey Ryan, listen up. Renegade Shamrock
Storm
just dropped in
Connor's
with a
on one
message
for
for
2
you.
inch hail, 65
Will from
mile-an-hour
Springfield,
winds.
Missouri
The
says,
environment is
"Hey
still
Ryan,
very
not
favorable
gonna
out
lie,
here in
I'm
northern
mortified
Texas
right
as
now,
well.
but seeing this
It's
stream has
just
put me
as
at a bit
favorable
more
as our
peace.
15 significant
Appreciate you,
tornado
man.
risk. The big question
Awesome to
is,
hear
are
we're bringing
storms
some
going to
calm
fire
the
in it?
storm, Chief.
Yeah, that is awesome to hear.
Nearly
And,
every
remember,
model run
the,
it says no.
The important thing to
Storms
remember
will
here
not
is to not be
fire in this
scared and
area.
rather
There
be
is a
prepared.
little storm
If you're not
already going
caught
though,
with
so
your pants
that
down or
that
whatever,
might
then
be a
you'll
little
likely
cell to keep an eye on.
you'll likely make
This
it through
storm is
this,
just going to cluster right up. We're expecting
a
that.
lot of times people make the
This
wrong decisions
probably just
whenever
going to
they're-
cluster
they're-
right
they're
up.
forced
So
to make
I
a
would
last
watch
minute
for
decision
anything to
because they don't know
fire
what to
on
do,
the
right?
southern end
And that's
of this
the,
tornado watch
that's what we're trying to avoid.
to even outside of the tornado watch area. But it
All right,
doesn't
this
look
is,
like it will
what it
do
looks
much
like out
in my
there
opinion,
in
but it is a good
Kansas City,
environment, so I wanted to point it
or
out
areas
just in
just
case.
south of Kansas City, I should say, as the storm moves in. Oh, never
West
mind,
of
did we lose
Tulsa,
him?
depends how far west we're talking. If we're talking like Pawnee,
We might have
Oklahoma,
lost-
Cleveland, Oklahoma, Stillwater, are we talking about like Sand Springs,
lost
barely
power out
west
there.
of Tulsa? Or are we talking west of
Certainly
Tulsa in like the
possible.
panhandle of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California? How far west are we talking?
All right, well, this is what
Go
it looks
back
like
to mesoanalysis here
as
again.
that storm comes through.
See if wind shear's improved.
So Kansas City, once again, you're under
A tiny bit
considerable
over
severe
that
thunderstorm
supercell.
warning.
I
And,
can't even
we
call it a
have some
supercell. A tiny bit
70
over
mile
that
per hour
storm
winds
west
coming
of
in here
Norman,
soon,
but
and this is
not
what it looks
not
like.
much.
Now, the strongest
West,
winds at the current
downtown
moment
West
are
Tulsa.
to
Okay,
south
so
of
you're
Kansas
probably
City,
getting
closer
like
to
a
Belton,
lot of very
which is
heavy
what we're
rain right
looking at
now.
here. This is Belton
Some
right now.
lightning. There's a chance for some gusty winds as well as some small hail with it.
The next
But the
place in
main
line
the
is gonna
main
be
1.25
Belvidere.
inch hail and 60 mile/hour winds. That's now moving
Or
off to your
Belvedere.
north. So you've got some heavy rain, some lightning left over for the next few minutes, and then you will be good to go. There should be a second line, or at least a second opportunity for thunderstorms tonight near 7 o'clock Central.
All right, yeah. I'm just getting everything set up here. So once again, we're doing this again.
Still a bowing out
we're gonna
outflow
cover
dominant
the city
structure
of,
here.
Kansas City. And remember, guys, we've got some
So
supercell
definitely
storms that
more
are
of
trying
a
to get their acts
damaging wind
together out
threat
there in other places, but there's nothing
there
too
in eastern
concerning happening with
Oklahoma.
them right now. So we want to focus on
Liberty,
these storms because
Missouri.
there's just a ton of people in chat that are concerned about them. And we're
Man,
trying to get
you
them,
are in so
some
many
real-time
severes.
updates here on what's happening in some of
you're
these more
you're on like
populated areas.
2-3
This is
severes
not our
over
major
here,
tornado threat. What's
and there's
happening
so
here
many
in,
more
Kansas
storms that are
City,
coming up towards
this is
you.
just
So
a
just
severe
make sure you're away
thunderstorm
from
that
doors
does
and
have
windows.
some
Make
capability
sure
of
you know where
producing
your
some
safe
damage,
spot is, just in case you
as it
get
comes through.
a tornado warning. I don't see anything tornadic, but just in case.
So
Make sure
there's
you
your,
you know where that
severe
safe spot
thunderstorm
is,
warning right now for
and this is
Kansas
probably
City.
going to continue
This
for
is gonna
at
be moving up
least the
towards,
next
Lee
30
Summit.
minutes.
So the
for
conditions
your
that you're
area.
seeing in those cameras down
Very
there,
frequent
that's
lightning,
moving up towards
60 to
Grandview, Lee
upwards
Summit,
of
and
70
Raytown
miles per
next.
hour worth of damaging winds there.
Let's
as
check in
well
on that
as,
considerable severe thunderstorm warning that we do have in Oklahoma as well.
Let me see here.
This is still a very
As well as
dangerous
about
storm down
maybe
here.
1.5 inch hail can't be fully
and we're
ruled
keeping a
out.
very close eye on it.
That hail threat should stay on the lower side.
It's currently just bringing about some, I would say, some golf ball size hail towards the Tishomingo area, and there's honestly not a whole lot of
You're welcome.
rotation with it. Now, our biggest concern
Yeah,
right now
we've
as
had
far as
one
rotating
PDS
storms go is
tornado
probably
warning.
down here in Texas. This little supercell
That's really it.
is really spinning down here.
We've had a
And this is
few
one of the storms
other
that,
tornado
Brandon
warnings,
Comic's
but
on. So we're gonna keep
none of
him
them
up
were
in our
observed
sights
or
here.
anything. Just that main
But yeah, right
PDS
now,
warning
honestly,
that had a
guys,
tornado
there's
on the
not
ground.
a whole lot going on the tornado front, which is great, right? We're happy about that. All right, here's what it looks like out there in Kansas City as our considerable severe thunderstorm moves right on through. This is the strongest storm that
We're
we
going to
have
keep
out
an
there
eye
right
on
now.
Texas. That may be one of the main areas to watch if any of these updrafts can really get going and try to sustain. It looks unlikely right now, but I would still watch around the DFW
Yeah,
area.
up to 70-mile-per-hour winds are going to be possible as this rolls through.
So much lightning, dude.
This is a live look at Kansas City
So
right now. as
much
they are under
lightning
a
with
severe
these
thunderstorm
storms.
warning for the next 21
Up
minutes.
to 30 severes. So full-fledged severe
So
weather
far,
outbreak.
haven't seen anybody
That is
parking
for
under
sure.
overpasses, which is a major W. Major W for Kansas City.
30 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Wall cloud in Texas. Let's see where that is.
And by the way, the like static kind of noise that you're hearing in the background.
Oh yeah, that's with the that's on the storm
That's
corner
rain
crops
that we're
on.
hearing from Brad Arnold's feed. Which, by the
I
way,
wonder if he saw that
Brandon
and I just
Kopic
wasn't
is
looking.
on that storm in Texas, and it looks like it's trying to develop a pretty good
I don't think it
looking
was far enough to
lowering
the
there.
southwest.
But let's listen in.
Looking very, very good.
I see a shelf on his stream from earlier. I don't see a well-defined wall
I'm up
cloud.
on 82, dude. This thing looks incredible.
This is a live look at
Could
a
have been.
lowering coming together here on the storm that's coming into Montague County in Texas.
Definitely could have been a wall cloud with this storm. I mean, it looked like it was rotating.
Severe
a few
thunderstorm
scans
warning
ago.
is in effect here.
Yeah.
But we were just talking
Looked
about
like
how
it was
it's sucking in a lot of
rotating for
inflow,
quite a
and,
bit a few
it's
scans ago.
probably going to need a tornado warning at some point in the future here.
But now it's started to die off a bit.
Need to go east. Whoop.
Yeah, that's for sure a wall cloud.
So if you guys
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been